Indians, baby. A real Indian, American Indian is me, not from Africa. Remember that.
African Americans here, but they recently moved here from places like Kenya, Ethiopia, Zambia, Zimbabwe, and Zaire. But now the brother whose family's lived in this country for generations, occupying space in all the locations, New York, Miami, LA, Detroit, Chicago, even if he's wearing a dashiki and sporting an afro. And if you go to Africa in search of your race, you'll find out quick you're not an African American. You're just a black American in Africa taking up space. Why you keep trying to attach yourself to a continent where even if you got the chance to go and you went, most people there wouldn't even claim you as one of them, as a purebred daughter or son of them. Your heritage is right here now, no matter what you call yourself or what you say. And a lot of people died to make it that way.
And we are not Africans. We are not African. Are you an African, baby? I'm not no African. Look at you.
Lift every arm and swing till their heads and ears ring, ring with the harmony of black unity. Let our folding chairs rise high as a meal at Five Guys. Let it resound loud as the blackety black sea. Ring-a-ding-dong is the sound of the caucasity leaving. Ring-a-ding-dong. Try your white Jesus, but thou shalt not try me. Jump fresh off the river boat, bet they won't do that no more till eternity. Lift every voice and swing. Everybody just stretch your hands right now.
Yes.
And let us pray for those involved in the Battle of Montgomery.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
Every head, every shoulder, every knee, every toe knuckle that was involved. We thank you, Lord, for their sacrifices.
Yes.
Be a fence around their jobs, Lord. Give them job security and protect them from any lawsuits, Lord. Call Ben Crump. Thank you for their heroism. Yes.
Father God, Lord Jesus, the creator of heaven and of earth, we come before you right now. Somebody called you a burden bearer. Somebody called you a heavy load carrier. Somebody called you a wheel in the middle of a wheel. But I'd like to call you the creator of all things right now. For you put a leaf on a limb, and a limb on a branch, and a branch on a tree, and the tree on some roots, and the roots in the dirt, and the dirt in a hole, and the hole in the ground, and the green grass grew all around and around. The green grass grew all around Jesus. Now I want to thank you for chicken. Thank God for chicken. Didn't have to do it, but
People get on my nerves sometimes. It's hard sometimes, y'all. People, get on my nerves sometimes. What are we gonna do, y'all? Pray. Just pray. Pray. Stay over there. Pray for I'm gonna you. Pray for you, yeah. Pray. 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 Yeah. Pray for you. You get on my nerves so bad, yeah. Get on my nerves. I don't know what side of the bed you got up on. Get on my nerves. But I'm gonna need you to go lay down and try it again. Get on my nerves. Oh, you get on my nerves. Get on my nerves. But what we gonna do?
want nobody fucking with me in these streets. I don't want nobody fucking with me in these streets. Cause ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Shit. For what? Shit. Shit. Hey y'all, smash that like button. Oh, it's Sunday morning service with old Reverend Chief Sister Bethy. I got to lay it down again. I says tired of these fools today. I so tired of them. I tell you, I'm tired of them. I'm tired of them. Smash that like button. Because I got to address these fools. See, I try and I try and I try. And they always got something to say. So, as you can see, there's a little queen over in Butta channel. I think, if I'm pronouncing her name right, and I don't know her fucking ass, but it's something like Renee slash Miss Legit or Legit or something like that. And the king over there, I forget his damn name. Duke or something. I don't know his name. But any goddamn way. Let me tell you something. I roll over in my sleep, because when I sleep past 6 hours, I can't. When I go to bed early, I roll up and I always like to watch Butter's channel. Now, of course, that's a Pan-African channel, but I like Butter. I don't have nothing against that brother. I don't. I like this little school he has in New York. And I also like to watch the only time I really go over there is literally when I see Psycho on there, the guy Psycho, because I just find him to be funny with his Shinnecock accent. I just find him to be a funny dude. So I turn it on just so I can listen to him, and he be, balling on people over there, whether they are Pan-African or not. The shit be funny to me. But I sat in there because I figured he would come on, because normally he's on over midnight. And I saw that he didn't come on. So I'm in the chat. And first I want to say, shout out, to Hawk School for doing that segment. I got to give him his bomb because he slaughtered. He slaughtered him. That shout out to Hawk School. Great like that. And you know what? Not a coincidence too. I'm giving a shout out to Not a Coincidence too, because it was a great debate. It was long as hell, but it was a great debate. I actually loved it. So I got to give Not a Coincidence a bomb too. I think that's the only Pan-African that got a damn wrench in my chat. There's Not a Coincidence bomb. I got to be respectful. So anyway, a question was posed to me about, my, uh, something to the extent that we hate Africans, we abos and some shit like that. And all this other just bullshit. And I'm like, wait a minute, I don't even think I know you. She's hit me up in the chat room because I was talking to somebody else, mind you. And first I ignored her because I'm like, I don't know her, right? So then I'm in the chat room, just balling with this other chatter. And so this broad bitch gonna get up on the panel. Okay. She asked me a question and I answered the bitch. She said, y'all, why are y'all not doing anything? Wait a minute, let me turn my motherfucking camera on. Let me get this shit down. Because this is who I'm addressing, them too. I don't even know this bitch. And I'm like, wait a minute, who the fuck is you? Don't ever run up on me when you don't know me, bitch, or what I'm doing. So I'm like, she asked me a question and she says, why aren't you doing this about people who stole your identity? Why are you not fighting the white government and for your identity? And first of all, bitch, um, I was allowed to correct my racial identity and my children's. This is what I told her, and grandchildren's racial identity. And this government in which I was born in, Connecticut, they didn't have a problem with that. They allowed me to correct my true racial identity. They didn't have a problem. I correct my shit. Now, anybody else that didn't get theirs corrected through their state, that's their fight. Mine's is fine. I'm good. So if my issue would have been with my government if I wasn't allowed to do that, which I was, and I'm content, I'm happy. So why would I have smoke with my government? And also, bitch, I would still work for them. Okay, and I'm a happy government employee, whether you or anybody like this shit. Secondly, you asked me, why am I not going after the so-called $5 civilized tribes? Bitch, I got a whole lawsuit. Who are you? You know so much about me and who I am, then you should know that. See, I didn't want to address her in this manner on Q Butta's channel because I don't want to disrespect his channel. You know. So now I'm telling you, bitch, look it up. You the only one who don't know this shit. So you don't know what the fuck I'm doing. All right? You don't know me. And you don't. Because if you did, you would know that. Secondly, we have a tribe. And we have the money for our lands. In 4 fucking states, bitch. We going on state 5. Who are you? Why do I need to go and buy the 5 tribes when I know I could create my own just like they did? Bitch, we're created. So what are you talking about? My tribal business is my tribal business, not yours. So you're African, be African. Smoke came on the channel. You couldn't answer his question. I officially answered your questions and told you to look it up. You choose not to do that. That's your fucking problem, little wench. Little wench. Probably born in the fucking 80s, late 80s or whatever, or late 70s. But bitch, don't run up on me because you don't know me. Stay the fuck away from me. For real. When you climb up to my level, little chick, then we could talk. But you ain't on my level. You got a lot of climbing to do. Now, Smoke jumped up on that bitch and asked her, what's your ancestor's name on the shit? So they couldn't come up with no fucking response. So what do? Revert to downgrading. Revert to trying to downgrade. So he jumped off the panel. You're going to ask me about our identity and we show you the motherfucking proof. But yet, when we ask you for your ancestor that have been identified on the slave ship, you couldn't come up with that. But yet you want to test me, bitch. Don't do it. Don't do it. You're not on my level. You're not. I hold a lot back. So if anything, you can shut up, come over here and watch, learn, and take notes. Back up from me. Back up. I don't debate. It's not worth it for me to debate. I'm too busy. And I don't feel like clowning nobody else on YouTube. For real. Debating, that's not me. I don't debate. I just come with my fucking proof and stay silent. That's how I move. I don't have to prove anything to you. Nothing. What you need to do is prove to your damn self that you African. Because you probably is African. And I ain't sweating that. Now, and you're talking about white boys. I get so let me pull this shit up. Let me tell you what the white boy's doing for your African ass. Let me see. Senator. Here you go. Let's check out this boo-boo skillet. Let's see what you got going on, Senator. Oh, where are you? I think this might be it. Is this it? Oh, yep, I got it. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, here it is. So we gonna go there. See, cause see, y'all got, y'all always got the white man's um in your mouth. You always got the white man in your mouth. And like I said, you need to leave the white man alone. I'm serious. You really need to leave the white man alone because you ain't doing a fucking thing for your community. Nothing. Nothing. The white man is representing your community. Even your own brown skinned funky senator ain't doing shit for your community. It's the white boy sitting up in there fighting for your black ass. And that's a fact. And I'm going to show you right now, if you haven't already seen it, how a white boy checks shit at the door, at the table where your black ass need to be sitting for our people. Why don't I see this type of behavior discussed at the congressional table when it comes to our people? Let me show you what the white boy speaks for on your behalf. And guess what? He ain't mentioned no color at all. It was his concern for what's happening to people within the boundaries of the United States. So tell me why your punk ass ain't sitting up there, but you got time to be on YouTube for 24 motherfucking hours talking shit about a country that don't give a damn about your dashiki shaking ass. Let's go so you can learn from the white boy that's representing you and your sorry ass because you ain't even got the balls to do it. Let's go. Check. Let's see how the white boy is checking shit at the door for your lousy ass. Let's go. Fair use.
Here, Mr. Schellenberger, I want to start with you, if I could. I'm so glad that you're here with us today, and you're here at a significant
Fair
time.
use.
I'm looking at a piece from yesterday, I think it is, that you published. U.S. intelligence dangerously compromised, warned CIA and FBI whistleblowers. You're not the only one to report this, of course, but I was reading your report on it this morning. This is something that you have been warning about for quite some time, and the allegations stem from a whistleblower who has come forward to the House, a whistleblower from the Central Intelligence Agency. I have the letter, the relevant letter here from the House Oversight Committee. The whistleblower alleges that a CIA team was paid to change its assessment.
Wait a minute, y'all. Hold up. This ain't the one I want. Let me get the right one. Let me get the right one. Let me get the right one. Hang on. Let's get it right. Check a motherfucker. Let's check it. I think this is it. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, y'all. It's gonna take me a minute. I thought I had this damn thing up. I think this might. Yep, this is it. I got it. I'm sorry about that, y'all.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Hang on. What your black ass should be doing. See, y'all niggas got time to be on the panel all damn night, but you ain't got time to do a real fight for your people. Let's get it. When you, oh, damn it. I'm just messing all up here. Oh man, where is it? I just had it. Oh, here it is. Okay, here we go. God damn, this is so hard to do. All right, so share screen. All right, here we go. Damn, that was hard. Here we go. Now, for you Pan Africans sitting there, can't do shit for your people. This is what this is a complete embarrassing. This is why you need to leave the white boy alone, because he's doing your fucking job at the table. You weak ass Negro.
Senator Hawley.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ms. Marcos, can I just start with you? You testified a moment ago to Senator Butler that every child gets a Know Your Rights presentation. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Is that before or after you release them to labor traffickers?
Senator, every child that comes into our care gets a Know Your Rights presentation, as well as...
Have you read these New York Times reports, these stories, the series of stories the New York Times has done on the children who are in your care? Have you read them?
Yes, I have.
Have you read that children are scrubbing dishes? They are operating heavy machinery. They are delivering meals. They are harvesting coffee. They are working construction. They are working as housekeepers. They are working overnight shifts at plants where they are not paid. They are not going to school. They are not cared for. They are not giving meals. Almost all of it illegally. Are you aware of that? That's a yes or no.
Yes.
Do the Know Your Rights presentation help them in those situations?
Senator ORR.
That's a yes or no, I think. Do you really think that you're helping these children by releasing them to labor traffickers and, yes, sex traffickers? 85,000 children whom you have no contact with, and your answer is we gave them a presentation before we turned them over to these people who are exploiting them on a scale not seen in this country for 100 years, a century. A century.
Get
is
her
a
ass, Harley.
disgrace in the United States of America. Let me ask you this. You did an audit, I noticed, where you gave yourself a clean bill of health. So just tell me this. Do you require sponsors to document their relationship with the child?
Senator, we have a thorough vetting process.
Do you require sponsors to document their relationship with the child?
Yes, we go through.
No, you do not. You do not. Have you read the Senate's Permanent Subcommittee on Investigations reports on your office? There was one in 2016. There was one in 2018. There was one in 2020. There was one in 2022. Spanning administrations, what they found is you do not require sponsors to document their relationship with the child. You release them anyway. What about background checks? Do you require background checks on all adults in the household?
In cases where the child is being released to their parents, we do not require background checks. But Senator, I would
Do you
really
require
like
background checks on all adults in the household in any case?
Yes, in some cases we do.
What percentage of cases do you do background checks on the adults in the household?
I don't have that number.
Do you do home visits in all cases? You can actually see where these children are being released, whose care you're putting them in?
We do not do home visits in all cases. Senator, I'd really like the opportunity to talk about what we are doing.
I know what you're doing, and it's incredibly and totally inadequate. And we can read about it in the New York Times. Since you say you've read it, let's talk a little bit about that New York Times report if we could. Here's a quote from the April 17th installment. Again and again, veteran government staffers and outside contractors told HHS, including reports that reached the secretary, that children appeared to be at risk. Did you warn the secretary that children were at risk?
Senator, I'm in regular contact with the secretary.
Did you warn him that children were at risk?
Safety and well-being of children is our top priority.
Did you warn him that children were at risk?
I'm not going to get into the conversation.
Answer the
You're
question.
here and you're under oath, and this is an oversight hearing. And we need to know what you're doing because you're manifestly not doing your job. Did you warn him that children were at risk? Do you believe that children are at risk? Let's start with that.
Yes.
Okay. Did you warn the secretary?
Senator, I'm not going to get into the specifics of my conversation, but I would like the opportunity.
Why
to
wouldn't
talk
you
about,
warn the secretary that children were at
I
risk?
would like the opportunity to talk about what we
Let's
are
look at what the
doing.
secretary said to you. The other one, James. Yeah, that one. At least 5 HHS staff members said they were pushed out after raising concerns about child safety.
Wow.
Mr. Becerra, the secretary, told the ORR director, that's you, right? That if she could not increase the number of discharges, he would find someone who could.
Ain't that a bitch?
And then he went on to say that if Henry Ford had run his plants like this, he would never have become famous and rich. This is not the way you do an assembly line.
Wow.
Get the kids out, run them through, get them out to those sponsors, those traffickers. Why didn't you resign when he said this?
Facts.
Do you think that this is morally acceptable?
Senator, I joined ORR in September of 2022. I believe that was reported prior to my arrival, but I cannot speak.
This is from
to-
an article this year.
I can't speak to what the secretary.
Do you think that this
Ma'am,
is
sir.
acceptable to run ORR like an assembly line and to release these children
I
to
can assure you, we
traffickers?
do not run ORR like an assembly line. The safety and well-being of children is our top concern. And by
Plainly
statute-
not. Plainly, it is not your top concern because you have managed to lose 85,000 of them. And the Times knows where they are, or 2/3 of them, and they're with labor traffickers. It's
Wow.
unbelievable. Let me just ask you this. How many kids right now, the 430,000 approximately unaccompanied children across the border under this administration, it's an astounding number. How many are you in regular contact with right now?
Senator, we have a number of different providers across the country who
But what's the
provide
number? What's the
different-
number? How many of you are you in? You said child welfare is your top concern. What's the number?
I don't have the specific number.
How can you not know? Why
Because-
would you come to this hearing and not know?
Facts.
Respectfully, if you would like us to provide comprehensive case management to children after they're released from our care, so we can report.
Respectfully, I would like you to do your job and not release children to human traffickers. Respectfully, that's what I would like. I'd like you not facilitate the largest child trafficking ring in American history. Thank you.
Excuse me. Let me give white boy a. Let me give it to him. This is the shit I'm talking about. Right here. Right here. You got the white man's name all in your motherfucking mouth, but he's out there representing your damn kid. Your kid. No black dudes sitting up there representing our people. White boy is representing our people about the human trafficking. Why y'all not up there opening your mouth? You should have his back. He's doing your job because you won't and you don't. I don't want to be part of this. I don't want to do nothing in this system. He's representing your children. He told respectfully, you should be doing your job. That's what I want you to do. Where are you at? Where you at? You always got the white boy's name in your mouth, but he's sitting up at the legislative table representing your damn kids. And all you could do is holler out the white man this, the white man that. Well, where's your black ass? Where are you? I dare you to go to Africa. I dare you. Why you ain't there? Why you ain't there? But yet you still got the white man's name in your mouth, and your black ass ain't sitting up at the table representing none of our people. And bitch, don't you ever walk up on me asking me what I'm doing or why I don't, what I'm not doing or what I should be doing. I got receipts. I keep receipts. I'm always showing my face in front of any legislator. I stand on what I say. You little wench, don't you ever run up on me until you crawl to my level. Then you motherfuckers is hollering about Mexicans getting jobs and shit. And all these companies, because white people got them. Well, it's because they got them because your black ass won't open one. Ain't nobody stopping you from opening up a business. The problem is your ass lack trade. Some of y'all motherfuckers, a lot of y'all motherfuckers can't even change a doorknob. But you complaining about the white guy because he got all these LLCs. They took up trades. You could have did the same thing, and you still can, and you won't. I help motherfuckers establish LLCs, and them bitches don't want to work. In our community, we have soul food restaurants in there for over 50 years. Parents tired, and their kids wouldn't take over the business. So they have no choice but to sell the motherfucking business to somebody from India who wanted to buy it, who took an interest. Her own kids wouldn't open the bitch because they cracked the fuck out in our community. Then we had a brother that owned a gas station for 50 years. His fucking son. He wanted his son to get right to take over his business in our hood. That bitch died from using fentanyl and shit. Couldn't take over his father's legacy. Punk ass was selling drugs. Then he started using them. And his father's business, mechanical, gas station. He had literally a gas station. So guess what? He had no choice but to sell his fucking gas station to an Arab in our community, in our hood. You know what I mean? People die because their kids won't take over the family business, and you still worrying about the white boy. Then you say, oh, we don't get no loan. You don't need no fucking loans to open your business. If you're a mechanical, if you're a mechanical, electrical, plumbing, any motherfucking code where you can get licensed in your state, nothing's stopping you. It's your lazy ass. You don't need no fucking bank loan. I'm going to tell you why you don't need no bank loan. To get little tools you need for your mechanical, plumbing, or whatever kind of LLC business you personally and individually can do. Let me tell you how I'm a witness to why you don't need a motherfucking loan to start and have tools for your business. I held a debate on my channel between Chief Holiday and Brother Sanchez. I raised $1,000 in less than 2 days for that debate. Don't tell me you can't take $1,000 and go to fucking Home Depot and buy all the fucking tools you need to start. Then what's your excuse? You don't need no you don't need no shop right now. You can do this shit from your home. Get your business cards and get people to start calling you. You can start right from your damn bedroom if you living in your mama's house at age 30, between 30 and 40, and even motherfucking 50 with your business card. You can contract with places, plumbing companies. Don't tell me $1,000 raised by YouTube. But you could do a motherfucking debate, and I raise $1,000. But you choose to do what the fuck you want to do with it once you got paid for the debate. Your community will support you. I challenge you. If you need tools and you already got your trade, I'll do a motherfucking fundraiser on my channel just so you can get all your tools you need so you don't have to go to the bank. You lazy bitch, you ain't gonna do it. Remember, the community stick together. They'll raise money to watch a debate. $1,000, 2 minutes from our community. What's the problem? You don't want your own business because now you put up in the corner now. Oh, we got you the money. Here's $1,000. Let us know how your business is coming along. That $1,000 will pay for your professional business cards and all your fucking tools at a discount price at Home Depot or Lowe's. Tell me I'm lying. Now you put to the corner because you got to work. You come back and tell the community how flourishing your business is doing in the community. Because you're getting all kinds of calls from people in the community to fix their toilets, to change their light bulbs, light switches, install sockets, all this shit. Let us know how you doing. All y'all bitches want to do is complain because you got a criminal background. That's why you start your own fucking business. Community raising money for you. We could do it in 2 minutes. All we got to do is give $10. And one day, $1,000. Cash app you the money and you go buy all your fucking tools. What's the problem now? You're in a competitive market now. And you a bad motherfucker because you ain't have to go to the bank to get a loan. Your community stepped up for you. So you can go get all your fucking tools. But see, if I'ma raise the money for you to get your tools and you don't get them, see, you're going to sign a contract with me. Because the minute you take the money and spend it somewhere else, I'm going to sue your fucking ass for lying to the community. Because that means your sorry ass don't want to work. So don't tell me the community don't support you and our people ain't there. Because they damn sure was there with that Chief Holiday and Bruh Sanchez debate. There's many things our community can do for you. If 1,000 of us gave $5 just to raise it, we want to make sure that our brother get the money to get his tools for his business. You don't need no fucking loan. See, a lot of people that have businesses, LLCs, white boys, they stick together. They have what you call sponsors. We got sponsors too. They call the people sitting in YouTube. But no, you rather be on YouTube just talking shit about the white man. You don't want to go in office. Because guess what? The community will vote for you too. I would love to see you sitting before federal Congress saying, do your fucking job. Why do you have your job? But that white boy stood there and he stood on that shit. Your sorry ass won't. Even when we support you, you're embarrassing Negro. So, bitch, don't come to me. Don't ever come to me, Miss LaQuit or Lazit or whatever the fuck your name is. You done sparked up the wrong bitch. I respect Q Butta channel. That's why I took it here. I'm not the bitch to fuck with when it comes to political campaigning for shit. Because I know how to get the money up from the community. Climb to my level. And you and that punk over there on Q Butta's channel Don't ever leave the fucking white boy alone. I don't see you going out fighting for little kids being human trafficked. But that white, just remember that every time you say something about the white boy, every time you got something, you got the white boy coming out your fucking mouth. Remember that fucking video, and your black ass ain't sitting there where he should be. Talking about pull away, let's get our own. I wouldn't go under no fucking government with y'all bitches. I'll be the first person to hit y'all asses for deceiving and hurting our people. You ain't never proved to me that you're reliable to govern over me. Just by the bullshit you do in YouTube. But yet you want to talk about the white boy that's out there setting shit at the door. I need a break for a minute so we can get back into our lesson. Give me a little break, y'all, and I'll be back so we can get back into our lecture. And bitch, this time learn, because I'm about to lecture now when I come back. Yank these broads on their goddamn necks.
Yeah. Conscious. Matic. Alright, so far where I come from. I sit and wonder about the times that it made sense. But nowadays I don't worry about what's past tense. My younger days I used to hang around with mad friends. If we just fell out, I don't really know what happened. A lot of people come around and keep you stagnant, distraction. So yeah, don't show them no compassion. We was really out here grinding, really rapping, stacking them Franklins, them Grants, and them Jacksons. Imagine if we would've never chased our passion. We probably would've never knew what happened. They was all just talk, we showed action. Once they leave, don't you let them back in. Just pack up all their stuff and send them packing. I'm blacking on anybody thinking they could act up with me. This vibe ain't for free, cause where I'm at in life, I'm only focused on me. Note the self, know yourself, focus on your health. They don't wanna help, then fuck it, do it by yourself. Don't give them no excuse to put you on the shelf. If it's me, myself, and I, then it's no one else. Yeah. Self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Yeah, self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Love yourself.
Yeah, practice what you preaching, but clearly they not practicing entitlement and pride. Yeah, those two things they factor in. Spiral out of control just from all the bantering. When they accustomed to talking behind your back with all that chattering. I remove myself before I abuse myself. Talk about self-love, but you gotta do it yourself. Yeah, I won't act too good for no help. We all healing now. Said some things about me that ain't true. How you feeling now? Even at my lowest, they tried to find a way to bring me down. Big y'all up for years, ain't talking just the brand or the sound. I don't throw things around, I do it from the heart proud. Mama just wanna see her sunshine, removing them dark clouds.
Yeah, self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Yeah, self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Love yourself.
All right, y'all, let's get it popping. Smash that like button. I'm gonna put the link up in a minute because I went through a session the other day. Mic check, mic check. Give me a 1 if y'all could hear me okay. Mic check. Oh, good. All right. Thank you. So I was giving my other segment I was trying to explain to our people that, you really have to look at things for what they are and how Congress or the federal government dealt with us when it came to identifying us as a people. It was, you need to know that Negro, black, colored, mulatto are not racial identities. It's always been about color. They never racially classified you. They just stuck a label on you to be able to identify you and distinguish you from the from white people, and that's a fact. And I'll show you here. Um, let's go here first. Let's do a share screen. Let's go here. Let's start here. I gotta make this a little bit littler. Okay. Now I can do a share screen. Share. This is the 1900 census, okay? I told you this gray line above here is ancestry. All right? This is ancestry's headings. Up here, this gray line across the top here, where it says line number, they gave this heading. And it says when it came to race, they just have race, sex, birth month. But see, that's how they try to deceive you, because this is not your race, where they have B's for black and W for white. It's not race. So you have to not look at their heading. You pull it down and you look at the personal description of the census. Here's an option for the census taker. The census taker cannot tell you what your race is. They don't know if you're Indian. They don't know if you're African. They don't know and if you're Spanish. They don't know your race, your ethnicity. So they have to go with what the commissioner said. It's color or race. When you talk about color, black is a color. See? Color or race. And it's based on its own observations. So the safest way to do it is put B because the skin is brown. Give me a 1 if you understand that. On this chart, the census takers' choice was either the color of the people or race. Give me a 1 if you understand that, please. Now that you see this, never go by this top line up here where I got race highlighted. Because the census taker's personal description and observation is color or race. All right. Now let me stop sharing that. And go here. Let's go here. Now, in 1872, they distinguished the people. Please give me fire. The coloreds from the white. So if I'm reading a newspaper, I know that the senator of Edgefield in South Carolina is a colored man. Kershaw, South Carolina, it's a colored man that's in the Senate. It's a colored man that's in Lancaster. In Union, South Carolina, I know it's a white man. Understand, when you see Negro, colored, black, mulatto, those are identifiers based on the color of your skin. Now let's go there. Black, that which is destitute of lightness or whiteness, the darkest color, or rather a destitution of a color, as a cloth has a good black. A Negro, a person whose skin is black. Give me a 1 if you understand that B on the census sheet meant because the person's skin color was black. I need 1s or fire. I'm not going to move until you understand what's on the census sheet. It's not your race. Federal census sheet. Got time for these fucking Pan-Africans. Yes. Smash the like button, y'all, please. I ain't asked for no money. All right. Now, let's look at colored. Colored. Having the external appearance. That's the key word. Changed. Dyed. Teamed. Painted. Stained. Streaked. Striped. Having a diversity of hues. Having a suspicious appearance. Colored people. Black people. Africans or their descendants. Mixed or unmixed. Fire, please. Africans or their descendants. Now, colored people. Now, understand that there are commas. Colored people. They're telling you, colored people, black people, Africans, or their descendants, mixed or unmixed. Colored people. Just because they're colored people don't mean they Africans. Black people, just because they black people don't mean they Africans. Now, let's go and show you. In United States, the United States, we didn't identify our people as Africans, not in these here 50 states. It was colored. If we was Africans, they would have put it in these 50 here states. That didn't take place in the 50 states. It was colored or Negro. Distinguishing. Now let's go. Let's show you where the Africans are again. Now, let's see here. Let's go. Let's go. Now, let's go. Distinguishment. Now, in this census here in Jamaica, where they actually are or were taken and can prove that they came on slave ships from Africa. In the column, color. We done already went through color because color is the description of the skin. Skin. Now, here's your ethnicity or race: African or Creole. There's your African, old Betty. Dark skin, 100 years old, and she's an African. Old Abby, Negro, 90 years old, and he's Creole. Distinguishment. Distinguishing. Now, this is all in Jamaica. All this shit is in Jamaica. You got a problem with Jamaica registering your ass, because I did a filter sort, and this is all the people in Jamaica that's either Creole or African, and it's 3 million in here. 3 million between Africans and Creoles. That's where the Africans went. Don't fuck with the United States mainland. These databases and these census sheets are not the property of the United States. This is the property of Jamaica. I'm tired of telling y'all. So when you got a problem with them census sheets, go to Jamaica and ask them why they call you an African, because you probably are. United States ain't got nothing to do with Jamaica census sheets. I don't know, but Chris, baby, but that's not noted on United States census sheets. Our census sheets, you was going to either be black, Negro, colored, mulatto, or white. If you was African, trust me, the United States would have listed you. You got enslaved Indians in the United States. The confines of the United States ain't got nothing to do with the islands. Down south, remember, we were the slave owners of our own people. So who you talking about? Our own people did not identify as Africans ever. No, they're not. Not a coincidence. No, they're not. Prove it. Don't try it. I will take your wrench. Don't you dare. Don't. Speak for your damn self. Ain't nobody in here Jamaican. No Africans. Now, let's go. Let me see. Another thing that I thought was very interesting, because this is very disturbing. Because we wasn't even, they didn't let you vote in 1960s. Look at this shit. I thought this troubling. I'm wondering if this is like what they do today, the same shit that they do today. No, my family never went to no AME church. Never. Never. Never went to AME church ever. Never been members. My grandmother, none of them. Never. That's why I say y'all niggas got to know who you're talking to. My family was never part of any Christian churches, members, and all that shit. Not even AME back in the old days. No. And my grandmother was born in 1931, and her mother was born in 1908. None of them ever been members of that church. So, Alabama troopers. And I wasn't even born. 1963. Attack black people registering to vote in Selma. I don't understand this. Damn. This goes to show you. They didn't even call us African Americans in there. Let me read this shit. They're laying down, and these cops got little sticks. I mean, is this the staging like they do today, y'all? And they was doing it back then, do you think? In Selma, Alabama in 1963, I wasn't born. Hundreds of black Selma residents attempting to register to vote. That goes to show you right there. Met by state and local officials. I think I could blow it up a little bit more. Yeah, I can. Who used stalling and intimidation tactics to deny them that right and violence against supporters attempting to give them food and water as they waited in line. In 1963, nobody in here was fucking born. I wasn't. Representatives of civil rights organizations such as the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee and the Dallas County Voters League organized black residents of Selma, Alabama to challenge discriminatory voter registration practices. At the time, Dallas County was 58% black, but less than 1% of eligible black residents were registered to vote. All right. During 1963, Dallas County Sheriff Jim Clark met their voter registration efforts with harassment and violent resistance, joined by local law enforcement officers and segregationist supporters who participated in violence against black residents with impunity. So they're using the English word of negro, black. Hundreds of black residents were arrested, beaten, or threatened in Selma during the first half of 1963. On the morning of October 7th, on what SNCC and DCVL called Freedom Day, 350 black residents of Selma bravely lined up at the county courthouse, risking their livelihoods and attempted to register to vote. The registrars intentionally slowed down the proceedings, limiting registration to only a few people every hour and ensuring that only a small handful of those waiting in line would be able to register. Sheriff Clark, his deputies, and supporters forbade Freedom Day participants from leaving the line to eat, drink, or use the restroom. At 12:30 p.m., a group of 40 state troopers arrived and assisted local law enforcement in intimidating the Freedom Day participants. Because those waiting to register to vote could not leave the line to eat or drink, at one point, a group of organizers attempted to bring food and water to the black residents waiting in line. These organizers were beaten and shot with cattle prods by state and local officials. A reporter was also beaten by state troopers. Representatives of the FBI and the Department of Justice witnessed the unlawful attacks but did nothing to intervene. So now, Let's go here. I just want to show you something. So let me show you what happened when you brothers in the chat, you Negroes, walked away. Since these times, right here, when you had the full Senate and House in your local states, all right? South Carolina, Texas, Mississippi, Louisiana. Let me see. There was one up there for Alabama. Oh, I had that. Ever since that time, that's how long they've been stopping y'all from getting back in office to have those full seats back. You gave up. You walked away, drinking and doing every fucking thing else. You had the seats. You stopped. Now, this right here, you had them. Oh, we had all the seats in the house. Since this time, since 1872, they've been doing things like that to keep you from in your seats. And there's no fucking way. No way. No way. Where is it? That you shouldn't have 1 or 2 or 3 or 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 fucking seats in Congress. You don't want them. You don't want to make laws. You don't want to get in there and fucking fight like that white senator's doing with no blackies right there with him. I ain't got time for the bullshit. No excuse. You rather line up and do this shit? You rather line up and do this bullshit? This shit, Million March shit for whole nothing. Them fucking polls should be lined up with y'all, getting y'all in office. You rather do this bullshit. This bullshit. This bullshit. This bullshit. Instead of getting your black asses in office. This bullshit. This cult shit. Man, please. Listen. Again, I say to you chicks, I'm gonna open up my panel now. I'm gonna open my panel. Let me paste this shit to the top. Let's see here. Let's see here. It's pinned to the top. I'm not playing with y'all today. I'm giving you a fair warning. You better come up here professional and we could dialogue and talk about this shit. Why your ass don't have a business or ain't got no job and you don't need a loan. All these people in our damn YouTube communities, thousands of people watching you live. Tell me they don't give you $5. You can get your shit. You have to want to do it. What's the excuse? Let's talk about it. I'll be waiting right here for you. But just so you know, you better come up professional. I'll respect you on my panel as long as you respect me.
I don't want nobody fucking with me in these streets. I don't want nobody fucking with me in these streets. Cause ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Shit. For what? Shit. Shit.
People get on my nerves sometimes. It's hard sometimes, y'all. People get on my nerves sometimes. What are we gonna do, y'all? Pray. Just pray. Stay over there. Pray for I'm gonna pray for you, yeah. Pray, 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 yeah. Pray for you. You get on my nerves so bad, yeah. Get on my nerves. I don't know what side of the bed you got up on. Get on my nerves. But I'm gonna need you to go lay down and try it again. Get on my nerves. Oh, you get on my nerves. Get on my nerves. But what we gonna do? Pray, pray, pray. Just pray. Pray for Stay you. Over there.
Okay. Oh, Chris. Okay, so now I see what they're talking. Google is working to fix it now. Please ask your guest. You got any headphones you could put on to avoid the echo?
I'm gonna ask my mom, but yeah, I wanted to know if you could hear like YouTube, like how you told us to close the YouTube window. Like I was trying to make sure I wasn't, like my YouTube window was closed.
Yeah,
So you wouldn't hear
YouTube said that Google is working on fixing that. So if you put headphones on, that echo will go away.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna leave the chat. I'm gonna go ask my mom for some headphones.
All right, baby.
All
Just
right.
stay on the panel and get the headphones.
All right.
In the meantime, I play a song to see what brave person is gonna come up here.
All right.
All right, love.
African Americans here, but they recently moved here from places like Kenya, Ethiopia, Zambia, Zimbabwe, and Zaire. But now the brother whose family's lived in this country for generations, occupying space in all the locations, New York, Miami, LA, Detroit, Chicago, even if he's wearing a dashiki and sporting an afro. And if you go to Africa in search of your race, you'll find out quick, you're not an African American. You're just a black American in Africa taking up space. Why you keep trying to attach yourself to a continent where even if you got the chance to go and you went, most people that wouldn't even claim you as one of them, as a purebred daughter or son of them. Your heritage is right here now, no matter what you call yourself or what you say. And a lot of people died to make it that way. There are some
headphones so it won't echo.
Nah,
if you got an Android, Google StreamYard and Google is saying put headphones on and it won't echo. Now I understand what the dude was saying. In Q Butter's channel when I came on the panel, but I didn't have headphones. Hey now, what's good, Ali Bamu? What's up, King Kaz? Don't come up here with the foolishness, man. What's up?
I
What
didn't do
got?
nothing last time. You kicked me off the show with was it multi-generational?
All right, because I'm not playing today. We're gonna talk about the racial color, the color versus the race. So in our 50 states, it was by color of skin. So
Yeah,
what do you? It was by color of skin, and it's always been about color, bro. So let's
Well, they use Negro synonymous, with race and color. They use Negro synonymous.
Well, because Negro means black in Spanish. In English, it's black. In Spanish, it's negro.
Yo, thank you, Sister Bethy, for telling a lot of the people, like A1
Actually,
and all
it's
these
not.
folks.
No, hold
That's what it
on,
means.
Cass.
Thank
Before you start flag on the play over in this Aboriginal community, it actually means dark. It does not mean black. And you already know the actual etymology of black means pale. So please stop coming over here trolling for some African jujubes and your voodoo spelling bullshit.
So we can look that up, right? Even the origin of black
I
is
already
on
looked it up.
I don't need to look up what the white man wants you to believe. I don't need to look it up now.
It's their language. Alabama, what are you talking about?
No, he's speaking facts. Now, I'm going further into lecture my audience that it was always about color when it came to our people, color. So if I'm standing outside this waiting room and I'm going to observe colored only, no whites. waiting room for colored only by order of the police department. Now, if I'm standing outside, I'm going to know the color of your skin. If I'm standing and say, no, you got to go in the back. It's always been colored observation. It's always been on the observation of our people. Colored is not a race. It's observation.
So
I'm not going to stand up there and say, oh, you're African, go in the back. No, because number one, I'm not African. My skin is black, but I'm not African. That was not a race ever put on our papers in the United 50 states back in any of those days. Now, when you get out to the islands and shit, their governments did that. Nothing to do with the United States. We serve colored carry out only. It was the brown people versus the white people. We had our signs up. They had their signs up. We serve colored carry out only.
So
and
check
also
this out.
colored reference. Now, whether we're talking about colloquial phrases communicating amongst ourselves and then it being appropriated as in the Racial Integrity Act of 1924. See, people they project their perspective, sometimes their opinion, and then it becomes politics, right, Queen Mother?
Yep.
So when we're talking about cultural things, we're continuing to allow outsiders and their perspective, their opinion, like the error of the statement just said, that this is their language. Noah Webster on their website right now in 2023 acknowledges that he combined 26 American Indian tribal languages to create the American version of English. That
Correct.
is not British English.
Facts.
So would you stop doing the idiotic things that you do, King Cass, or please start taking your head out of your ass or get the wax out of your ears? I don't know
No,
which
I
it
just
is.
go to the origin.
But
I just go to the etymology of the word. And in the 1550s, member of the black skin race of Africa, from Spanish or Portuguese, Negro, black from Latin, nigrum, Nigrum, nominative of Niger. Black, dark, sable, dusky, applied to the night sky, storm, the complex. So we just going all over here and reading this. Gloomy, bad luck, bad, wicked. So this is all the stuff that it's associated with in
Correct.
atheos.
We got the definition. I already went
Right.
through it and I'm not going through it again. Watch the beginning of the show. You see this sign? No Irish, no blacks, no dogs. Oh, I wonder who did that sign. Colored only. We wasn't no punks down south. My ancestors wasn't. Not no fucking 1930. It says colored only. No whites allowed. That's in Savannah, Georgia. No colors allowed. No colors allowed. We was tick for tack. You didn't want us in your shit. We don't want you in ours. That's how it went. Look at this one. No dogs, no Negroes, no Mexicans. That's fucked up. That's in Texas. All right.
My Mexican brothers, oh man, they discriminate against them too.
And they still do today, just like they do us. Colors only, no whites allowed. Colored man, right here in the service. Do not play. Throughout all these signs in these days, there's no fucking Africans mentioned. We didn't have that over here on the mainland. That was not who was here. They were out where I pulled up. 3 million of them motherfuckers. So I keep telling y'all, do not play with me. Do not call my brother on the mainland no fucking African, because that's not who we are. Look at the way it's spelled here. No coloreds. COLOUREDA. We done went through this the other day. It was about skin color. I'm not finished. You're learning right now, bro.
I'm telling y'all, etymology online is like, if y'all look it up, it's amazing. Like I'm looking it up, man. They going like in
I don't give a fuck what you looking up. I'm telling you what they don't got on our federal records. And this is what you need to understand, and you need to respect it. Just because United States know that we're not Africans and Jamaica saying y'all is, I ain't got a damn thing to do with the island governments. Not my problem.
What about the word Negro being synonymous with African? Like they're saying,
That's
Negro
it. That
is
no,
synonymous with
because
African.
over here now we do have Africans. Y'all
No,
started
this was
coming
back
in.
in the
Y'all
1500s.
started look. Y'all know.
This,
Y'all started bringing y'all fucking asses in here from the islands for jobs, and I'm gonna pull that up when they start letting you in here from the islands. So yes, Africans started coming in.
but even this word, when we go back 1550s, member of the black skinned race of Africa from Spanish or Portuguese, Negro. So this is not even at this time. This is
Listen, let me
before
tell you something.
the
We ain't
20th
got
century.
nothing to do with where this. I'm gonna say this again. We ain't got shit to do, and I'm gonna pull that up again. Let me bring it up again. And let me bring it up again. Cause see, I don't think you understand. You ain't getting it. You not getting it, and you gonna have to learn. Where's my little breakdown?
Y'all know it was a debate about that word too,
Boy,
colored.
don't
It
even
was a
play with
back and
me.
forth about that back in the day. But I'm talking about
Now,
back in the day about using that word because people
listen.
they want to be called Negro and African and colored or whatnot, and there was people that
We
choose. I
ain't
gotta
got nothing
find
to
that
do with that. We don't have nothing
I
to
gotta
do with
find
that.
it
We don't have nothing to do with that. Nothing.
because remember they used that in South Africa for those
So
mixed race people,
we we,
dark
we
skinned
don't we
people that
don't we
call
don't
themselves
got
colored,
nothing to
right?
do
The
with
colored
that.
people.
We don't got nothing to do with that. We've been here. They came here. We were here.
But I'm
We
saying to
can't.
distinguish them
We on
from
the
the
north. Now I don't give a damn, King Kong.
non-mixed people,
I don't
right?
give a motherfucking damn, nigga. I'm telling you now. On the mainland here in these 50 states, in the rest of the land of North America, we don't got a goddamn thing to do with African shit. Now, when you get out to Jamaica, that's where it's at. It's written. You can trace your ancestor back to a fucking slave ship from Jamaica. They got the records. Here, no, we don't
But
got no
Jam-
records in the 50 states. And
but
y'all sorry
Jamaica
ass
and
Jamaica, you know what?
they were
I'm
both
done.
somebody's
Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. You gotta go. You gotta go. You gotta go. Sit your ass in the chat. I ain't never. I ain't never seen no silly son of a bitch in all my life. I don't got time for these fucking little Pan Africans. Yeah, it's gonna say it, but that ain't got nothing to do with us. It didn't. It's separated by commas. We ain't never been identified as no Africans within these 50 states. And when before they even fucking created the colonial states, never we been Africans. When the colonizers came here and only had the 13 fucking plantations, we didn't identify as Africans because that's not who we was. How the fuck you gonna come here and create colonial states? We're here giving you permission as Aborigines to do that in our landmass. And you're gonna turn around and call me a fucking African. Get your ass out of here. You know what? Your wrench is gone, bro. Facts. Your wrench is gone. Don't come up here with your bullshit. I've had it with y'all son of a bitches. Y'all ain't nothing but a bunch of fucking piece of dirt scum scam. Let me remove moderation. Let me remove this. You don't deserve it until you respect my identity. Your race is gone. Your wrench is gone, bro. Don't put we in with you. Don't put me in with you. Don't put we, because I'm not you. You're African. We're not the same. That's what you need to understand. And you got your ass whooped yesterday by Hawk. And congratulations anyway for trying. Straight Smoke, is that you? All right. Now, again, this 50 states never racially classify us as Africans. They knew we wasn't Africans. If in that time they knew we were African, they would have put it. How are you going to take people from Africa, right, and not call them who they are when they get here? That's because we didn't come from there. We were already here when they got here. And I'm not going to keep saying that. We were already here when the colonizers got here.
Can I, which I hate to even go down this potential rabbit hole,
You
but
got it.
here's where the argument gets used and the confusion. Now, you've heard Taj Tariq Bey, and you know what comes out of the Moorish Science Temple of America's supposed scholarship or teaching. But are you familiar with the unedited 20 sections of the 13th Amendment that was passed? And actually, it should be more accurately described as the 14th Amendment, because the original 13th Amendment was the anti-nobility clause that's supposed to have prevented anyone who was a bar registered or a person with a title such as Esquire from ever holding public office. But are you familiar with their teachings on the 13th Amendment and its 20 sections?
No, but you got it.
In section 12 is where they specifically reference Africans and those of African descent shall never be citizens. I'm paraphrasing it now, but you can look it up sometime when you choose. It's in the congressional record and it's been deep sixed. But of those 20 sections, when they were ratified in that process, we are now handed down only the two sections that talk about involuntary servitude, neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except when one is duly convicted of a crime. Now, see, here's where the confusion keeps going in. On the one hand, the Indian is not under their jurisdiction, as the Constitution states. We're not to be enumerated, which means we're not to be counted, and we're not to be taxed because they're supposed to pay taxes to us. Right. Secondly, if we're not operating under their jurisdiction, we're not a citizen. We're the sovereign of this land.
Right.
Next, if you're to subscribe to Africans were brought here as Europeans may have interacted here, they're interacting with each other, and the Africans are paying the fine of being in cahoots with the European. You follow what I'm saying?
Correct.
So in other words, they're being
today.
constricted, they're being penalized, they're being punished for being originally their masters. If you believe what Moore said, they created the white man, they educated the white man, they started the university systems in Europe, they went to sleep. I'm paraphrasing the shit that I heard, because you know I qualify what I say. I'm repeating shit I heard. From them, they created these demons. They're responsible for these demons. And they then are now trying to transfer onto us the penalty of the shit that they're doing. And I yield.
That's a fact. That's facts. That's facts. They know it. Y'all got it.
How you doing, Sister Bethy?
I'm good.
As always, what you stated was correct. If people don't understand, this was all educational and indoctrination driven. All they did was pretty much group all of you all together by skin color and called you something until you went along with their narrative.
Facts.
So, and subsequently, you have failed for the old banana in the tailpipe. You allowed yourself to be renamed, not by your creator or by your parents, but by some Europeans, and you fell for it. That is not my fault. That is not Miss Sister Bethy's fault. That is nobody's fault but your own.
Facts.
How you allow somebody to tell you who you are is astonishing to me, but I yield.
Chris.
Can you guys hear me good? Is it echoing?
Go ahead.
Hello? Hello, you can hear me good?
Yep.
Okay. So, oh yeah, what I was gonna say earlier. So there's no Indians like in political office at all anymore. Zero.
Well, they have some brown skinned people um that are like maybe half African because they Jamaicans, and oftentimes we're fooled because we really think that these are our people and they're really not. So a lot of brown people that you see in office are really African Jamaicans, and that's a fact. Now Eric Adams in New York, he's not he's not Jamaican. As a matter of fact, he has an interest in life, and they're fucking with him like crazy now. Let me see. Go ahead, but go ahead, Chris, while I look this up.
Okay. Yeah, I had muted my mic. Like I do that a lot because like I'm the house that I'm by. I'm at my uncle's house. It's like right by a road, so you'll hear a little traffic. Um, I don't know. I can't think of anything right now. Something will probably come up to my head in a minute. But yeah, you say a lot of good stuff. I love it. Love your shows.
Thank you,
Um,
baby.
yeah. Oh yeah, I could probably say one thing. Yeah, creating your own business. Yeah, in the chat I put yeah like a lot of like in Pasadena, California. My mom said it used to be predominantly black. Like that's what
Hmm.
those are the words she used. Like she doesn't
Yeah,
believe in the Indian stuff, even though her grandmother, darker than her, said she was Indian and she
yeah,
hated African.
yeah.
you know, but my grandpa came from Africa. He was Liberian. So
Hmm.
I got to do my genealogy. I still haven't done that. I got to do that, but yeah, I think I've heard that Liberia was from that was created because Indians were taken from
Shipped out
here.
there.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
that's a
yeah. You
fact.
said that. Dane said that. A lot of
Yeah,
people said that.
that's true.
Yeah, yeah. And I gotta actually do the research myself. I believe you guys because it make way more sense. But like, I gotta actually do my research because like that's what you guys say. Don't go by word of mouth. You gotta actually do your own research so that you
Yeah.
actually know. But yeah, she said Pasadena used to be predominantly black,
Hmm.
and I was like with a bunch of foreigners now, a bunch of Asian people and white people. It's because people were selling their houses after their parents died.
Yeah,
So I was like, wow.
yeah.
She
They want
said,
to
yeah,
keep
you
the
used to
family
see a
home.
lot of yeah. She said you used to see a lot of people like in the stores and stuff, and a lot of black people in the stores,
Yep.
and now you just
Hmm.
see a lot of foreigners.
It's up to us to continue to educate our children. They got these Jamaicans creating these schools and shit, and that are not. So my grandsons, you better believe them little boys. They know who they is. I will send them to school with a goddamn headdress on. I'll check the teacher at the door. I'm not playing when it comes to my family's education. They're not gonna do it. They know that they don't wear dresses, all that. They sharp. They don't play. And they do have cell phones. Call Nana. My grandsons will call me. Um, but I want to get back to Eric Adams. He is the mayor of New York, and they really fucking went in, raided his house. Now they confiscated his damn cell phone, and that's all because he went to Congress to say, "Look, we can't be letting all these people in through the border. It's getting bad." So now, what the Democrats do? They raided his house. They took his cell phone. They doing dirty shit to him, and he's not no goddamn African. Actually, he's Choctaw. His early life. Check out his life, and he's the mayor. Adams was born in Brownsville, Brooklyn, on September 1st, 1960. Damn, he a Virgo like me. His mother, Dorothy Mae Adams Streeter, worked double shifts as a house cleaner and had received only a third grade education. His father, Leroy Adams, was a butcher who struggled with alcohol abuse. Both of his parents moved to New York City from Alabama in the 1950s. Adam was raised in a rat-infested tenement in Bushwick, Brooklyn. And his family was so poor that he often brought a bag of clothes to school with him in case of a sudden eviction from his home. That's sad, man. By 1968, damn, I was 2. His mother, or 1, managed to save up enough money to buy a house and move the family to South Jamaica, Queens. He was the 4th of 6 children. And as a young boy, he sometimes earned money as a squeegee boy. Wow. Yep. Clean the windows. At age 14, Adams joined a gang, the 7 Crowns, and became known as a tough little guy. He would hold money for local hustlers. He also ran errands, including purchasing groceries for a dancer and part-time prostitute named Mickey after she became injured. After Mickey refused to pay for the groceries he purchased or the work he had done, Adams and his brother stole her TV and a money order. The 2 were later arrested for criminal trespassing. While in police custody, they were beaten by New York Police Department officers until a black cop intervened. Adams was sent to a juvenile detention center for a few days before being sentenced to probation. Adams had post-traumatic stress disorder after the incident and has said that the violent encounter motivated him to enter law enforcement. He was particularly intrigued by the black officer and by the swagger and respect that comes with being in law enforcement. A local pastor of the House of the Lord Pentecostal Church added to his motivation when he suggested that by joining the police force, he could aid in reforming police culture from within. Adams would later attend his church often. Adams graduated from Bay High School in Queens in January 79, but struggled to maintain good grades. He began attending college while working as a mechanic and a mailroom clerk at the Brooklyn District Attorney's Office, receiving an associate degree from the New York City College of Technology, a bachelor's degree from the John Jay College of Criminal Justice, and an MPA from Morris College. Adams experienced an academic turnaround that he credits to a dyslexia diagnosis in college. I went from a D student to the dean's list. So if he could do it, anybody could do it, especially with dyslexia. Adams served as an officer in the New York City Transit Police and in the New York City Police Department for 22 years. He has described his wanting to serve as a reaction to the abuse he suffered by New York Police Department in his youth, and separately stated that he was encouraged to join to lead reform from within. He attended the New York City Police Academy and graduated second in his class in '84. Adams started in New York City Transit Police and continued with the New York Police Department when the Transit Police and the New York Police Department merged. He worked in the 6th Precinct in Greenwich Village, the 94th Precinct in Greenport, and the 80th Precinct in Fort Greene and Clinton Hill. In '86, white police officers raised their guns at Adams when he was working as a plainclothes officer. He was mistaken for a suspect. During the '90s, Adams served as president of the Grand Council of Guardians and African American Patrolmen's Association. Adams worked with the Nation of Islam in the '90s because of their work in patrolling crime-hidden housing projects. Adams met with their leader, Louis Farrakhan, and appeared on stage with him at an event. Adams also suggested that David Dinkins meet with Frank Farrakhan and hire the Nation of Islam Security Company to patrol housing projects. Adams' ties to Farrakhan, who made anti-Semitic comics, received criticism in the New York Post. So I don't want to keep reading this, but you can read, look them up. But yeah. So that's a pretty interesting background. So the problem is I don't fuck with Africans. I don't want to do business with them. And them hollering because they can't get loans. If I was sitting in the bank, I would reject their applications because of their status. How about that? How about that? So anybody else got anything else to say? Because I think I addressed these pan boo-boos already.
Sister Bethy, just to back up what you said about people owning their own businesses.
Oh yeah, honey.
So how I see it is that if you already have a craft or a niche or something you like to do, you already possess and own about 30% of or 40% of the things you already need just to go and make it happen. That is clearly laziness. Clearly.
That's why I said, listen, you know, their complaint is, oh, you need tools. Oh, you need tools to start your business because that's all you really need. You don't need no building if you're a plumber. You can do that shit right from your home.
Sister
right
Bethy,
from your home.
I took two barrels, cut them in half, and I made two smokers, and I put them on a trailer to pull behind my truck. Them 2 barrels costing me every bit of $40. You mean to tell me I couldn't go get no aluminum pans and all this other stuff? That's $1. Yep. Go get the food and make it happen? I got up off my tail and made my lane. Yeah. It's too easy to do.
If you can stay on YouTube 24 fucking, I wake up, right? And I see the same people in the chat. I go to sleep and I wake up out my sleep. They're still there. I said, this motherfucker can't have no job. He been here. I went to sleep. I woke up. I'm like, what the hell? Why are you not working? Now, if you can raise $1,000, you got a skill. You got a skill. If I can raise $1,000 just for a bunch of niggas to come in and watch a debate on YouTube, ain't no way the community won't support you to get your tools you need. And I'll say, all right, here's the money. You got the tools. All you got to do is go around the community, pass your business cards out. You'll start getting calls. You don't want to. The white man is not stopping your black ass from getting a job and getting your own business.
Bingo.
They don't want you working in their company, and they got every right not to want you to. A lot of y'all niggas is threatening and hard to deal with. So I would be wary about hiring you too, coming from where you coming from and your attitude. If they ask you to do something, I mean, I never understood that. When you get a job and then you complain because they ask you to do something, it's your fucking job. Why are you complaining? I don't understand that. So who wants to put up with that arrogance, that level of arrogance? You applied to work in somebody else's corporation. You're the employee. And then they throw out it's slavery days. Oh, bitch, you here to get paid. Nobody called you a slave. Why are you fucking with your director, your manager? If they tell you to go change a toilet, you got your nose twisted up, bitch. That's what you're hired to do. You don't want to do it for this guy. Get your own plumbing company. We raised the money for you to get your tools to change your toilet. See, we raised the money for you to get your paintbrushes, your ladders, everything. You can get that with a G. If the community said, well, you know, we love this brother. We want to see him be able to work and take care of his family. But you don't want to do it. Why is this white guy sitting before Congress talking about human trafficking. A lot of our daughters is being human trafficked and used by little guys that look like you, Chris, in the hood. They hooking them up to have sex with nasty ass business white men. And they're going. Why aren't you at Congress fighting for that human trafficking shit? But you can sit on YouTube and talk about every fucking thing in the world. If you could do that 24 hours on YouTube, you should be sitting your ass in front of Congress fighting for laws. You don't want to. You don't want this system. So now your excuses, I'm gonna make my own government. All right. When you gonna get it started? When are you gonna get your government started? The fuck you waiting for?
A handout. We
Is
all
that
know
you,
what it
Smoke?
is.
Let me put my thing up because somebody will copy Smoke's avatar and try and say it's him, and then it'd be somebody else trying to porn. That you, Smoke? Hey, Smoke.
Salute, salute.
Oh, that is Smoke. That's Smoke. Okay, got you. Hey, Smoke. You got it, Smoke. Oh, he must be talking to his wife. But anybody, y'all got it.
The interesting point from what you read on Eric Adams, looking into the fruit of Islam and the relationships for the security side of things, most people don't understand there's two sides to the coin. There's a background story. When we just have an attitude towards law enforcement, who's going to enforce civility in the so-called hood when you're out of control? Now, I'm not
Yeah.
advocating for any particular individual. I'm talking about discipline. The fact
Yeah.
that he learned it the way he did, and when we have many of our people go into law enforcement and into the military, speaking as a veteran, we fought to defend our communities, our children, our grandchildren, not the government. That's just my opinion, and not you.
Okay, well, there's a nice white boy who's sitting up there and spoke about human trafficking and checked this broad at the door about her agency, human trafficking, and them admitting that they know the risk. What say you to that? No black guy standing there. And then the simple fact that we can raise money easy. I love raising money. I do. It's what I did all my life in campaigns. I can do it for my people. I go out there to a Pookie or Ray Ray, yo, I see you like running shit. What do you like doing? I got a plumber. I took up plumbing. I could do that. All right. Well, do you want to stop selling drugs so you can start a plumbing business? And the dudes that you got running around selling shit, bringing our community down, you could teach them about plumbing and stuff, and they could work for you under your plumbing company instead of your drug dealing company. How about that? Oh, this bitch don't want to do that. Okay, so next time, don't complain why the white people and Mexicans and everybody else come over here, get jobs, and is working. Because I just offered you the opportunity to help you start your business, and you don't want to fucking do it. You don't want to be a positive influence on the niggas you got running on the block and standing on the block selling fentanyl and all this shit to our people when you could turn them into workers for you under your plumbing company. You a sorry
Now,
bitch.
Queen
And don't
Mother, I agree with
go for it. Go for it. Go.
I agree with you 100% with what you've said so far, but here's what I'm suggesting. We can't avoid addressing these preachers. That damn the elected officials. We'll deal with the businessmen separately because we're going to have to cool. You know what you used to do in our household? Pull a nigga by his shirt collar, grab him by his earlobe, metaphorically, is what I'm saying. So Cuddy said the Crips claim they're putting a ban on being gangs. I don't know if Straight Smoke Signal, or the other brother, Chris, on the panel, heard that alleged news story. So if that is true, who is rolling up on them and saying, okay, well, what is it you're going to be organized to do when you already have this history of being a parasite on the community, when you already have this track record of selling poison? Then what are you going to do, and who are you going to stop from doing it in the future? Just a thought. Y'all chop it up.
Well, ooh. Well, what I can say to that, if I understand you right, I'm not sure if I understand you clearly, but I could try and answer it. Are you saying that?
No, Cuddy said that the Crips claim that they're going clean, metaphorically, I'm saying. That
Okay.
they're going to become, I gather, I'm putting my spin on it, defenders and protectors of the community, as in Deacons of Defense, as in the original Black Panther Party for self-defense. People seem to forget that part of the original organization's name,
Mm-hmm.
not just in the creation of it. They fed children. That's why the free lunch program exists in all
In
school
schools.
systems across the
Yes.
country. The Deacons of Defense was to do community watch. Now we got George Zimmerman's killing Trayvon Martin's in our community, claiming they're doing community watch service. So my point is, so what is the new 2.0 Crip going to be doing?
Well, we have to have, if they're willing to change and become defenders of the community, I support that. I'm not going to give them smoke. I'm not going to sit on my YouTube channel and say, look, do something positive in our community. And then when you come in here to do something positive, then turn around and tell you, oh, who's going to know? I'm not doing that. If they're about changing and being protectors of the community, I'm 100% for it. So I ain't got no smoke for that. I respect that.
So then my other half to that two-sided coin is grabbing that corrupt preacher in front of the congregation, because they're the other toxic poison siphoning off the poor so-called hood. You follow what I'm
Well,
saying? So then who's going to
yeah.
be the mediator between those two entities that are sucking the blood off of the so-called poor community?
Okay, so what my response to that is, it goes down. Is that you moving silence? I want to take this
That's
pause.
me. That's
All
me.
right. All right. Thanks. Um, my response to that, if Pookie and Ray Ray come in the community and want to change things, it ain't gonna be no fight with Pastor. Pastor's going to lose them, because you got to remember, the community loves Pookie and Ray Ray. That's Shaquisha and them daddy. They gonna support daddy. Pastor ain't got shit over Pookie and Ray Ray. If Pookie and Ray Ray is gonna do something like that to transition the community, Pastor already lost. They going with Pookie. Everybody love Pookie and Ray Ray.
Oh,
Hey, Sister Bethy.
also,
Pookie
can I
got
say
more.
something? No.
Pookie and Ray Ray. Um, Pookie and Ray Ray got more of an influence on the hood than Pastor do. That's a fact. You got it. Moving silence.
Yeah, I wanted to add on to what Alabama was saying, that it's not just a I mean, it's not just the pastors. I mean, you have to remember that none of the people didn't own any of the $1 million equipment to bring that stuff over here. So if he's gonna fight, he's definitely, so if this Crip whatever is planning on trying to ban it, he has another thing coming. It's shadow government behind all that being sold. You're fighting a shadow government that he's never seen before. I mean, there's a lot. I mean, so
I'm not
it's
understanding where you're coming from. Could you elaborate a
he,
little bit more and turn your music down in the back if possible?
oh, that's I'm at some facility right now. Let me go outside. I go outside and talk.
Hey,
Oh,
Smoke, you got it until he come back.
Just to add on to what Ali Bamu was saying and Sister Bethy, what you're saying, and I from what I gather is this. You're right, Sister Bethy. I don't want no smoke with none of those people that want to create change in their neighborhood. But Ali Bamu, if you allow me to say this, what we should be positively doing is waiting to see the fruits of that tree. That's all we're supposed to do, is just sit back and watch to see if that's exactly what's going to happen. Allow them to get off the ground with their idea, and just let's see what happens. Let's not look at it from one side of a coin or in another. Let's just see what happens throughout the duration of whatever they're trying to do.
I don't want to look and see what's going to happen. I want to help support them and be a positive part of it. Because I can't sit up on YouTube and talk about what they should do. And if they are doing that, I'm gonna say, hey, is there anything I can do to help, or any information I could give to help? You get this rolling. And if you say, no, sis, we got this, I'm gonna back up and respect it. But I'm gonna make sure I offer my services.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm straight like that. I'm not just gonna sit and watch. Because if I sit and watch, it's like I'm sitting and watching him to fail. And I don't want to do that. I'm for my people and for correction.
Right. That's exactly what I meant when I said we have to, wait to see the outcome of this. I'm not saying sit on our hands and not support it, but I'm not going to shoot down what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
I got something to say real quick. Yeah, that'll be cool, but I don't think that'll be this is for Ali Bamu, if I'm saying your name right. Yeah, I think because that CRIP used to stand for, I think, Community Recession and Progress or something. I forgot. But yeah, a lot of like that might just be like for certain groups of the Crips. Like, everybody might not do the same thing, but they'll still call themselves Crips, and because they like, I don't know, they like the the style and it and everything. But yeah, that's cool for them to do that. But I'm just saying, maybe not all the Crips would be doing that.
Well, we don't know that. We can only assume that all of them ain't gonna do it.
Yeah.
Because if they're all willing to do correction, I'm not putting doubts on nobody. I'm not gonna say nothing. But I know one damn thing. I'm not gonna sit and watch them. I'm gonna offer any advice or whatever I can to keep a positive thing going. And one of the major things we got to stop when it comes to our men and our people is when they come up with ideas, and the ideas come from their heart. We got to stop, being negative about it. You make them lose hope when you tell them, well, I don't know. I hate that shit, man. You just destroyed. He probably slept on this idea. And the last thing he need to hear from our people, which we always fucking do. I don't know how that's gonna work, homie. What little do you know? Pookie can raise more money in the hood than Pastor can in his church, and that's a fact. Pookie got the hood on lock, not Pastor.
I would just like to say, like, just I think it'd be better. I don't want to bring no negative energy to that or anything. I was just trying to, like, learn from past mistakes, because like Raymond Washington, I think that's the guy who created the Crips. Like, I think he was killed by somebody that he knew, because he went up to the car, like, and he was shot. Like, I think it would be better to just come together as black people. I mean, not black people, brown people. I don't want to bring no negativity to that. So yeah, that's a good idea. Like, hopefully, they all the Crips go along with that. That cool. That would be beautiful.
That would be beautiful. I would love that. But we just, as a people that have been here on this soil and that are from this soil, we Aborigines, we do have to separate ourselves from specific foreigners. And that's a fact. Black Europeans have never, ever been on our side, and they're still like that today. And that's a fact. They always worked against us with white Europeans, and then white Europeans know this. But see, white Europeans are sick and tired of black Europeans. That's a fact. There's a difference between black Europeans and aborigines to this soil. A difference. And you better know it. Black Europeans are foreigners that sort of have our features, and they're not our people. I don't want to do business with them.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and like, hopefully after the Crips, all the other gangs, the Bloods and the GDs and all the other gangs, they all follow suit too to do that good stuff too. But yeah, and also about the black Europeans and stuff, like, yeah, yeah, like I got uncles that believe like crazy stuff, like everybody with brown skin comes from Africa, like some crazy stuff. Like that's racist. That's like saying everybody with like squinted eyes is Chinese. Like that's
Yeah, it
like that's
is.
an insult.
That's why I'm trying to tell these two idiots in the chat room. When there's a separation, and when you're really looking at these dividing lines, colored people, black people, Africans, or their descendants, that's three different fucking people. All colored people ain't Africans. All Africans ain't colored people. Colored people is identified on this soil as brown people, never Africans. Ever. You got to know what the fuck you saying. I was sitting up with Willie yesterday. I said, "Bae, do these fucking clowns know this? You know what you're saying when you say African in the South and our Confederate states?" My family fought on both sides. Some of my family members fought on the Confederate side, and some of them fought with the Union. So I'm between both wars. But when you're talking about Confederate states in the South, you're not talking, listen, they're defending their land and their agrarian lifestyle in the South. You don't sit here in my face and tell me that Africans was warring against the Northern Union soldiers, because them motherfuckers didn't own no lands. Them wasn't, know the difference when you come out your mouth about my family in the South. Them was not African soldiers fighting against Union Northern soldiers. Them is aborigines that you identify with colored skin. Them coloreds in the South are the ones when you stepped on this soil. Didn't no Africans fight in no goddamn Civil War fighting to save their land, because they were never allowed to own land. Africans weren't, but them Negroes did. And they owned slaves in the South. Them wasn't Africans owning slaves in the South. Tell A1 that shit when he pull out the Negro owners with the most slaves. Tell that to A1 on his next live, and watch what happened to your ass.
Yeah, y'all got Africa. Ain't Africa a continent? Them the different countries anyway.
Y'all got it. Y'all got it.
They be acting like Africa is a country. They not together.
Just to back up what you were saying, Sister Bethy, how would a slave from Africa, I'm just going to use this like this, how would someone from Africa know the terrain of America to be able to do anything?
My point. The motherfuckers started being shipped in here, not directly from Africa. They started shipping them in here from the islands to work. I pulled that up and read it. They was coming from Jamaica, the Africans, because they were being offered indentured servant contracts to come here to work. The same shit is going on today. They letting the borders open, wide open, so they can come in here and work. They need more slaves. Ain't shit changed. They need more indentured servant contracts. So when you see these people coming in from the border and they all of a sudden open up a business or got some kind of landscape business going, those are indentured servant contracts. And you say, the U.S. is giving them all this money. They're giving up. That's because they're indentured servant contracts. And they're not giving the contracts to you because you don't want them, because you don't want to go open up businesses in your community. You don't want to be a plumber. You don't want to be an electrician. You don't want to be a fireman. You don't want to be none of that. And if you do, you got a fucking where showing it, being on YouTube 24 fucking hours trying to get a $300 check from YouTube. Fuck out of here, man. Come on now.
Yeah.
Y'all got it.
I think people need to learn from Warris. My guy Warris in the comments, in the chat, man. People need to learn more about culture. For real. They don't even know nothing.
So I'm just saying, again, Africans did not own slaves in the southern states. Tell that shit to Tayshawn, the Confederate. Smoke, you there? You asked that boy to show, or that girl to name her ancestor on the slave ship. She couldn't answer it. I heard it this morning. What say you to that, Smoke?
We don't have evidence, Queen Mother. Time and again, doesn't matter which person you ask. Even the evidence of Roots is a novel that was plagiarized.
Yeah,
So
Smoke.
until I see groups of African nations saying, "Where are my kidnapped children?" and here are the facts of the tribes, the territories, and the empires. Because remember, these were kingdoms. They weren't the state. These states didn't exist until the 1960s. So who are you going back in time in the 1600s, 1700s? I'm going to give them the 16 at best. But that's starting with the British. Now, them niggas that was interacting with Spaniards and Portuguese, they were in business with them, just like what you just described, Queen Mother. Indentured servants as navigators, or they were the actual so-called ship's captains that were back and forth with these European, Negropean, dark-skinned Spaniards and Portuguese.
Yeah.
So they were in cahoots with each other, and they both came to get the nigga. Go ahead, sister, chop it up.
No. You got it.
I
Now,
asked the little young girl who came on Cuddy's the last time we were clowning on the deck clock. And I was so excited to just hear one of your Z babies that was a parent, Queen Mother. I don't know if you got a chance to listen in on that conversation. And she desperately asked for some help with financial literacy. I'm trying to direct her towards you, whether or not, going down the road, she may participate with Wyatt Nation. But Aunt Pick is going to hopefully hook up with her because she's in Detroit. And she shared with us her story of the alcohol and the drug addiction that keeps her from talking to her grandmother, who barely knows the name of her great grandmother. That's what's the generational curse, not putting a chain on Kunta and beating him in the toe.
Yeah, people are Hollywood eyes, man. They think Hollywood
man, they
is
don't
real. That
understand.
TV.
Where these Europeans, right here, if you look on the left side where you see those the European powers, Spain, Portugal, Britain, France, the Netherlands, and Russia, they owned areas in North America, certain areas, right? The Spaniards owned areas on the mainland, which is where we are, and they own in these specific areas, not the whole fucking state. And you look at Brazil, Portugal, then Britain, where did they own, their plantations? Then you're looking at France, where France owned North American cities were founded in the French and the different areas of Canada. Then you got the Dutch in Albany, New York, New Jersey, Cape, Delaware, and Russia. All right, where they owned lands at. The purchase of Alaska in 1867. Now, you got to understand these people also owned areas and the islands too. And the islands. So when you see slaves being brought from the islands, that could very well be some Africans. I'm not saying all the Caribbean islands are Africans now, because there were Aborigines there before these people came. But if you got people, let's just say the Spaniards got some Africans in the islands, right? And the Caribbean. And they own areas in Kansas, Montana, Florida, Alabama, Mississippi. Spaniards gonna go, yo, so I got this location in Alabama. This is them talking to the Spaniard, to the people in the islands. I got this place in California, Oregon, Nevada, Idaho, Colorado, New Mexico, Kansas, Montana, Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, and in Alaska. And I got some work there. You want to come over? So they ship them from the Caribbean to their location, and whether it be California, Nevada, Alabama, Mississippi, they shipped their slaves from the islands to their location that they're trying to build up in a particular area of these states. That's how they came in. And they're still coming through the fucking borders to work in these specific areas owned by these European colonizers. It's still happening. You're just not seeing it. Now you see it on paper. You're like, oh, well, damn, I didn't think of it that way. That's why the gates are not closed. When they get ready to lock them borders up, they'll lock them up. But they're letting their people that they have control over in the islands, they're offering them this shit and giving them indentured service contracts to come and work in these, what are these kind of states? Sanctuary cities, sanctuary states, or whatever this shit is.
Yep.
They're
Work
letting them
visas,
in.
student visas,
Yeah.
H-1B visas. Now, Queen Mother, you already know the vast majority of immigration traffic is through the airports and the shipping ports right now. Even the illegal portion of it, the vast majority is coming through the ports. They're showing you a misdirection of these brown people stopped by Constantine and Razor Wire crossing the river in the Rio Grande. That's bullshit. Next, this timeline, which I like when you do that, when you bring those things up. Just a simple 100-year head start from 1500 to 1600. The Spanish and the Portuguese were already transporting more Americans to Europe than Africa, than any African ever stepped foot. Then let's go in 1650. That's 150 years they've been doing that. 1750, 100 years later. What did Benjamin Franklin say? What did Benjamin Franklin say, my queen? So this is now 250 years.
Yeah.
They're transporting us from here over there.
Facts.
And Ben Franklin says in 1751, what? I'll be damned if we bring some more niggas and darkening up this shit even more.
Facts. They were shipping the Indians out to their country to build the beautiful cities that was here, out there. That's why everything here mimics everything in the other European countries. Africa ain't have shit. It still look like a rat hole, disgusting. If Jamaica looks disgusting, if you take away the few little tourist areas and then you really go look at it, you're going to think your ass in Africa. It looks nasty there.
Chief Bethy, Do you have some of those slides for sale, like like as PDFs, like the ones
Oh no,
Alibama
baby,
was talking about?
none of my
Like,
slides are for sale, baby. If you want,
oh
just
man, because you got some good ones.
email me, and I'll send them to you. You want to donate to Wire? Go on the website and make the donation. I don't pressure people,
Okay,
but if
yeah,
you want a slide, just email me, and I'll send it to you.
okay, yeah, because that was a good one
About
too.
education.
The Benjamin Franklin one in the show, it was saying like people from it was talking about people from different countries and stuff. Like some of them, they
Oh
said it
yeah,
was
yeah.
like tawny and what was the other words? They was like basically saying they was dark skinned.
Oh yeah, yeah, baby. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that was man. You put up good stuff, real good stuff.
You're talking about this one right here. I always got the slides back here too. Just email me and I'll email it to you. Ab. It's what I'm gonna sell it to my people for.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah, you ever
thank you.
want to donate to Wire? Donate to Wire. You talking about that? You
Uh,
could Google that observation concerning the increase of mankind, and it'll come up.
I don't know if it was it this one, and
When
he
it's
said
saying
like,
all Africa is black or tawny, Asia chiefly tawny.
yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
this is
yeah,
it. You can Google that,
okay,
baby, and it'll come up.
okay, cool, yeah,
But
because
if you
I
want me to
saved some of
email
your
it to you, I email it
videos.
to you.
Okay, all right, yeah, I saved some of your videos, and it's kind of hard for me to find sometimes because they be so long. I be like, because I
Yeah,
be working too. I be like, dang, she be on here for like 4 hours. I
Now,
be like,
yeah.
now, my young brother.
But
Now, you said that your grandfather came from Liberia. Is that the same young
oh
brother that
yeah,
said that?
Bob Jacobs. He was in Pasadena. He was the heavyweight champion. The light, no, not the heavyweight champion. The lightweight champion, Bob Jacobs.
And
Yeah.
what year?
I'm not sure. I have to ask my mom, but
can y'all
yeah.
give me a minute? Because I really been trying to let Smoke get up in here. But Smoke, you there, Smoke?
I think he's on a honey-do list with his wife, probably.
I'm
No,
in the
he there.
background. I'm in the background doing a couple of errands real quick. Go ahead. I'll chop it up with y'all in a minute.
Didn't you
See, I told
tell?
you he had a
Didn't
honey.
you
He
ask
had a
that
honey-do
that
list.
that tell them to show you the name of their ancestor on the slave ship?
Yeah, that's a question. That's a question that none of them. I mean, absolutely none of them. Not one single Pan African that was born in America that have heritage in America can answer. That's a challenge I have for any Pan African to name your ancestor who was delivered here off a goddamn slave boat. That's all.
Yep.
Just one of you hundreds of thousands of niggas who pose to descend from one of these hundreds of thousands of slaves that arrive here in these various ports. I just need one name. One of your ancestors,
Hey,
nigga. One of them. And Wild Bill
But
don't
even
count,
Jabari,
Lucky Guzman.
but,
Wild Bill does not count, nigga.
but
right?
even Jabari, when you have Jabari claim to reveal it with his supposed ancestry and genealogy, he never goes into details, nor show a ship manifest, nor show an insurance warranty. Or remember I told you, Queen Mother, and I hope you eventually will do that, Bill. On the vast majority of slave ship captains came from the one smallest state of Rhode Island on your doorstep. But
Yep.
yet, my young brother, the reason why I asked you that about it, are you aware of not only the same year the Constitution was created in 1787 that the Sierra Leone Company and the American Colonization Society were transporting American Indians to the west coast of Africa, the same time as this criminal government was being created? Were you aware of that, young brother?
I think so because like I take notes when I'm watching you guys. You Alibamu, am I saying your name right? Is that how you say your name?
That's correct.
Okay, yeah. I take notes, and I'm at my uncle's house right now, so I ain't got my notes with me. But yeah, I know you said. I think you said stuff like that. That and what's it called?
Well,
Um,
all you have to do is Google American Colonization Society. It was started between 1816 and 1818.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. You
So
said
we're
a lot
talking
of stuff.
about
You
the
said a lot of
criminal
good stuff.
enterprise is barely 20 years old, and they were already shipping our ancestors away from their homeland.
This is when they was doing it right here. They was trying to offer them, and
Facts.
a lot of our people was like, "Oh hell, fucking no!" And they took them out there to build up Liberia. They took a lot of us out there to build up Liberia.
Yeah.
The white guy
Oh,
started that.
Sierra
and my
Leone too.
grandpa, my grandpa,
And do
my
you
mom just
know,
told me
even
he was the.
today, my young brothers, they have to prove they have American blood lineage to run for president and high office in Sierra Leone, Liberia, Cote d'Ivoire. I mean, you don't believe me because I always qualify what I say. Do I not, Queen Mother? I'm repeating shit I heard. And the
Facts.
shit I heard is from the criminals.
Yep. Smash that like button, y'all. Um, yeah, smoke was I wake up and I just watch. A lot of times I watch Q Butter channel and I I know when smoke go up there. Me and Willie was watching it this morning. He asked them. They could not answer his question. Jabari asked, it's just mind-boggling to me because his family's from Barbados. All right. This motherfucker probably a goddamn Pequot and don't even know it. Because the Pequots was shipped literally to Barbados. They shipped their ass over there. If he trades his air trade, probably go back to the damn Pequots, Foxwoods, like Rodney Butner and all of them. But no, he wanna walk around with Sinetta and they fake asses because they need content creation to get money. And it's just so fucking disgusting. But him and Jabari want to walk around.
Queen Mother, the screen was frozen.
Huh?
I know you like to show the woman king, and it makes me laugh every time. Could
Well,
you
that's
please
my thing
explain
to
to
show him for
us?
Jabari because he went over there sitting in a long ass dress, like he's a king. He want power and notification. Nigga, trace your
But I,
shit. You probably a
but out of
Pequot.
his own mouth, he said those Africans called him a sissy boy. But anyway,
He ain't
what is the
lying.
Dahomey? What is the Dahomey Kingdom in 2023?
I don't know. Jabari and them's channel, the HOK. There it is, right there.
Ghana,
HOK is
Gambia,
cute.
maybe
I don't know.
Niger, maybe
I
Chad. I
don't know.
mean, again, when we're talking about a kingdom, it got chopped up into the created states on these maps. Created by who?
They funny.
Created by
Sister
who?
Beth,
Hey,
Sister Bethy, if I
yo.
could, I just want to. I got something stuck in my head. I just gotta know this. I mean, how is it that people can sit here and complain and want a handout versus making their own lane on their own and being their own bosses? It just perplexes me that they will make excuses for and downgrade even getting a job, like you said earlier, and don't want to and want to complain about a job when you won't even get off your own hind end and
But
make it
but
yourself.
smoke.
I mean,
Oh, you
I
gotta
just don't get it.
understand where these brothers is coming from. That's complaining. A lot of them don't have high school education. A lot of them are from the street and they don't want to learn. They don't want to. They just want quick money, and the quickest way they know is to hustle in our communities. That's they full of shit, and it hurts, but that's the truth. They don't want it, and if they do, they got a weird fucking way of showing it. They want to keep using. Oh my god, they want to keep using excuses. Excuse after excuse. You got okay. You got the whole community here ready to give you $1,000. You want tools. You complaining about tools. You get these motherfuckers this money and they ain't gonna do nothing but go and buy more weed so that they can start selling weed, their little weed business.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't even begin to tell you how many of our brothers that did get small business grants, and these little nappy head ass chicks that went and got them. And they took the fucking money to go get more kilos. They didn't even start a business.
Well, that I won't agree with it, but it is a business. Now,
Yeah, it
selling
is.
poison and
But
dope.
that's not
Hold
what
on,
you
hold on,
said you was
hold on.
gonna
I'm not
do.
agreeing. I'm not agreeing with it, but just bear with me for just one moment. Purdue Pharma is right now under scrutiny for hundreds of millions of pills called OxyContin. That's legal. I'm using air quotes. Legal. Now, the same, what did A1 call them? Street store corner pharmacists
Yeah.
are moving and pushing tens of thousands of dollars daily, which takes math skills, by the way. And again, I'm not agreeing with the selling of dope and poisons to your people, but the Food and Drug Administration has authorized human meat to be consumed. Burger King, McDonald's,
What'd you
Popeyes,
say?
etc. There
I
are,
gotta go
yeah,
and look
you're
that
not,
up. When
you
you
are
get
not
a free
aware of that?
moment,
No,
no, but
seriously.
when you before we talk
No,
about it, we
seriously.
need the proof. I don't want to hold that conversation unless I see the
There,
proof.
there is a video from Britain where they are already producing
Wait. Is it
tonnage
Britain
of
or is it
genetically
all right, hold
the
up. Is
UK,
it Britain
the
or
UK, Great Britain,
okay,
whatever you want to call it,
That's
UK.
not the United States.
But what I'm saying to you, ma'am, is the Food and Drug Administration and the USDA has authorized acceptable levels of human tissue in meat
Oh,
products.
can you
And by
are
the
you
way,
able
no, I'm
Alabama?
driving. I'm
All
driving.
right, I'm not saying that you could get it, but I don't want to hear it unless I see it. I don't want my channel getting strikes. Certain shit you could say, and I'm serious.
You can Google African American is trademark for meat products. We've already discussed this before, Queen.
Yeah, but
And you
I'm,
can
I'm
Google
talking
that at
about.
any
Listen,
time.
listen. I'm talking about on the Food and Drug Administration site where it literally states that they accept what you're saying. I don't want to put no
No,
lie,
I said
get no
there are
strikes.
acceptable level. People might think it is dismemberment, tips of fingers, etc. That type of thing on the line, if you will, the slaughterhouse processing.
Mm.
I'm saying there is already acceptable levels of human tissue in
All
meat
right,
products.
I'm gonna put out a disclaimer until I see actual proof of that in writing
Okay, that you
on the
can
website.
easily Google about not only Planned Parenthood, but the use of fetal tissue and
Well,
placentas
I don't
are
want to talk
almost
about that no more on my channel, man. Seriously, I hate to have to do this. I love you, but I can't do it, man. Serious. I repeatedly asked you not to say that. Really, I'm serious. I don't want to hear it. I love you, but please stop. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh, I have no problem if you have me in the hunky hole. Am I still there?
No, it's just that I don't want to talk about that on my
I
channel.
got you. Now, the reason I was raising it, not to discuss it any further, was about what is color and what is property. That was where I was going with the conversation. People are being made property if one subscribes to chattel slavery as the narrative. Those young wayward men you were discussing, that's what the point I was going to raise, Queen Mother, are slaves and have a slave mentality. In the 13th Amendment, it is already codified that slavery is once you are duly convicted. Now, I find it interesting, supposedly of your peers. What Negro American has ever been duly convicted by non aliens? Because everybody here convicting Americans are not Americans. You follow me?
I do.
Facts.
So, what I'm saying, if I'm not making myself clear, these young males are already conditioned slaves and are prescribing to the mentality of being property. That's what the point I'm raising, Queen Mother. And I yield.
That's crime in itself.
Okay, but let's think logically. I can't stand when our brothers are sentenced to prison. I can't. I hate it. I do. But even though we're aborigines to this landmass, and that's a fact without a shadow of doubt, were subject to their jurisdiction as citizens. Not only are we Aborigines, but we're also citizens within their 50 states, whether we want to be or not, unless we remove ourselves from their jurisdiction. I don't promote that because I hate to see our people go in even worse condition than they're already in. But as long as we are citizens in these 50 states and we supposedly disobey the law, whether it's killing each other, you can't kill each other. You sell drugs, you're not supposed to. You go to jail for those crimes. What do you want us to do? What do you want to be done? Doesn't fucking matter. And you know what? Last I checked, I see all races of people from all the way up top to all the way to the bottom doing time for committing crimes.
And in
I see white
comparison,
people. I see white people going to jail for selling drugs. I see white women going to jail for writing bad checks and identity theft. I see a whole bunch of white people. So that's not just limited to the Negro. White men, white women, brown men, Puerto Ricans, Mexicans. Everybody's going to jail. So,
but everybody is not serving the time of the Negro. Anytime that there's a comparison, and
we
there
know
really
that
is
there
no comparison.
we know that there is a lot of unfairness with the criminal justice system as it pertains to Pookie
Well,
and
no,
Ray.
they like to use words like disparity. Though you are correct, Queen Mother. That's how they flower up language to diminish the actual degradation of the American. And I know you
Okay,
know
so
what
let
I
me
mean
ask you
when I
this.
say American.
Let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm keeping it very real. You see a Pookie and Ray out in the hood, just sitting out in the hood, parked in the car, right? Like, really, literally, just sitting out in the hood, just parked. And then they fucking just shoot somebody. What do you think? What type of punishment should they deserve? Or should we look at the United States police force or narcotics force or whatever fucking kind of force and say, don't you touch Pookie. We know he just killed somebody. Should they go to jail? What do you want? What do you want done to him?
Are we talking about jails that we operate that are under the control of Americans?
I don't give a fuck if we operate them or not. Do you want them on your street or do you want them off?
I was trying to answer you, Queen Mother. I really was.
It don't matter who's operating them at this point. So, he just killed your son, right? Pookie and Ray in this car just killed your son. What is your argument going to be? I want him in the jail where people that look like me are operating the jail. Or
well, there's certain things that I would not say, not just to be struck on your platform, but because I'm an eye for an eye. Philosophically, I'm an eye for an eye person. Okay.
Okay, so I get that. But the question is, we know the prison system. Yeah, but you're dancing right now, bro.
I'm not. Every time I start talking, you're speaking over me. I'm trying to answer you. I am actually trying to answer you. I said if we are just discussing, we are self-policing is a different thing than we are being processed under criminal enterprises. That's what I'm trying to say to you, Queen Mother. So until we're actually working towards that end, we will continue to get the black, air quotes, treatment that we are currently suffering under. And even as that continues, well, hold on now, because that will continue to happen. Whether we are paying for it or not, whether we're Indians not taxed, that system is in operation. That system, while it is doing unlawful and criminal things to people who should not be under their jurisdiction, and I'm not excusing them committing heinous crimes, murder, rape, child molestation, and selling drugs to their own immediate family. That system still needs to be put under adjudication. That system and our cooperation with it should be scrutinized. And those amongst us who have better understanding should be working towards governance, which I believe you are accomplishing with YN Nation. That was
Yeah,
my
we
only
are.
comment.
We are. So again, I'm gonna ask the next person on the panel that can literally answer a real question right now, because right now we don't got no fucking government. I'm not interested in Ali Muhammad's government. I'm not a Moor, and I'm not a Muslim, and I'm not nothing. And the people that I see in this community, I'm not that. All right. We don't have one. But right now, we have a system. Straight smoke. Your son just got shot by Pookie in the head, killed. Do you want him to go to, what do you want him to do? Go to jail or figure out if there's a jail where only your people are working there as correctional officers? Do you want this motherfucker in jail or what do you want to happen to him? We know you want to kill him yourself, but because you know you can't because they'll kill your ass too. What do you want? What kind of justice do you want for your son for Pookie killing your son?
Max penalty under the law.
Thank you. I thought that would be quite normal. How about you, Chris? He shot your son.
Jail is better. It's better than nothing. Jail.
Move in silence. Pookie Ray Ray just shot your son in the head because he came short with his drug money from the kilo that they gave him. What you want to happen to Pookie and Ray Ray?
Jail, max, life.
My point. I don't know why a man that's intelligent as Ali Bamu, I wanted to make sure ain't nothing fucking wrong with my sense of thinking. But the answer you came up with, bro, it's just like throwing me everywhere. I'm confused.
Now, may I speak? That's why I didn't interrupt anyone else. I said the exact same thing. Maybe you didn't hear that. But I'm going to say to you, whether I say it in the way they did, there are certain things that shouldn't be said, not just because we aren't going to get your panel struck. There are things we should be dealing with ourselves. That's my point. Now, regardless of what's continuously being the problem, and the problem is them. I don't care how bad Pookie and Ray Ray are. They're my children. I should be dealing with them. No one foreign to my land should be laying a finger or touching a hair on the head of any of my children or
I
grandchildren.
got what you're saying, but being a boomer, that's a fucked up way to think. When the decision right now, you couldn't answer a simple decision, and you coming with this bullshit at age 60 something. That's fucking insane.
How are you saying what
that's
I'm saying?
Fucking crazy. It is crazy because we don't have nobody right now to build no prisons for our people to maintain.
We do. Well, wait, hold on. See, now this is why.
Where the fuck
maybe you're
they
not
at?
here. Maybe you're not
Where
here.
they at, Bailey
They
Bamu?
are the same
Where
building.
are they?
They're the same ones building the prisons they're running. We are building these things. We are in the system. The question is, why are our minds not being changed to it's our system that we're running? That's the point I keep stressing, Queen Mother.
Okay, so guess what? You need to be out there speaking to them to help get their minds changed, because obviously they don't know what we know. We got to educate our people. Right now, they got the one-sided education of the United States government and United States education system. So in their eyes, they're doing what's right. And unless we walk up to them and educate them with the correct mindset, then it's fucking it's yoke unbroken.
So yeah, Ali Bamu, sorry, Sister Bethy, but I understand what you're saying, Ali Bamu, and we understand the history of it and what is not being used or application wise applied by our own. But the question was, under these pretenses and this situation happened, what do you see fit should be the penalty? And that's why everybody else said max penalty under the law, because we all know that we're not running these institutions. That's a fact. We got that part. And I understand the education system or indoctrination is mostly and all complicit in all of this.
You do realize holding such a position is how you are giving them license. You are continuing to give the system license to kill and incarcerate you
Cut
and your
it out.
children. You do understand that, right, Straight Smoke?
I understand
Look,
some
man.
way.
Look.
Wait, okay.
Let me help y'all out a little bit, bro. Just seems like you niggas headed towards a bottomless pit. Yeah, and I refuse to let any one of you niggas fall into it on my watch. So just hold up. Just slow down for a second. When we talking about the United States, it is a corporate construct. By that definition, it makes it fictitious, brother. Right? This system allows you to integrate with it. Right? If you don't know how to keep your natural person separated from the corporate construct, which is basically that corporation they created in your image at your birth, when they say your mother informed on you, you will forever be caught into the traps and snares of the fictitious corporation. What we should be learning is the language that keeps us separate from the construct. Because if we do not, we will perpetually be in servitude. It's just that simple, bro. It's all it is to it. Yep. How did they get us here? Well, we know it was a lot of blood spilled to get us here. We understand that. We understand that by just reviewing the history, right? But the truth of the matter is, it still stands. And you can find this in the codes that the United States is a corporation, and a corporation is a dead entity. Stop being dead. Stop playing dead, nigga. Be alive. I relinquish the flow.
I agree. I have no smoke for that. I have no smoke for that. Y'all got it.
That's generally what I was. Thank you, Smoke. Yep, as always. Understanding their language is the one thing that's keeping all of us wherever anyone is, because you're trying to play the system's game, and that system is a fraud anyway. So why are you even remotely trying to be in that system?
Well, I mean, that's how they designed it, for you to fall in either one or two positions, right? The upper or the lower. That's the way it's designed. So it's fair. That's why they say life is hard, but it's fair. For most of us, it's hard because we fall into the lower class because we don't speak the language of the upper class, right? We don't understand rebuts, objections, right? We don't understand tax codes.
That's right.
I got something to say real quick. My phone is about to die.
Yeah, it died on you, bro.
It sound like he did in mid-sentence. Smoke, can I ask you a question, Smoke? Now, when she read on Eric Adams' resume, bio, etc., why is there not NOI penal systems? And by the way, not just that they have a security firm, which I believe is supposed to be nationwide. Why do they not secure the communities that their mosques are built in? Straight Smoke, Smoke Signal, whichever one of you.
I would say that that particular responsibility lies on the community in which they find themselves in. Ultimately, if the community doesn't, demand that they participate, then it's just going to continue to do as it does, with free willy-nilly, bro. So also the people have a responsibility for their own community, bro. If you let the corporations move in and do as they please, then who else can you blame? Because the people are the one who breathes life into the corporations. So you got to be accountable, and you got to have responsibility for the things that affect you.
So when Eric Adams allegedly negotiated with the nation for the FOI to police drug-addicted ghettos and apartments, I gather you're not in disagreement with that.
No, I'm not. Anything that's progressive, I support anything progressive, bro. I don't make no difference if it's from a religious perspective, an academic perspective,
a family perspective, as long as it's progressive, because we can all benefit. We all stand to benefit in some way of anybody being progressive. I relinquish
So
the floor.
again, them
So
the
if that's the
Chicago.
case,
Let me hand
Alibama,
the baton this
if
way. Let me hand the
oh
baton this way straight. There on their doorstep is the murder capital of the nation. They have the highest and the origin of their presence in Chicago. What say you about why they're not policing themselves or their community more effectively, Straight
Chicago,
Smoke? Yeah.
okay, okay, NOI in Chicago, okay. So let's get an understanding that those two mosques have been there for quite some time, and I think Moving Silence knows exactly where I'm about to go with this. So what you did back in Chicago, we had the Jeff Ford movement at that time, which he was going to the mosque on 79th Street. So what had happened was this: through the integration of COINTELPRO and all these other facets that the federal government has done in Chicago, dealing with Farrakhan, Jesse Jackson, and everyone else, even Fluky Stokes. What had happened was through
Don't
their
forget about
system.
Fred Hampton.
Yeah, Fred Hampton too. You know where I'm going with this, Moving Silence. So what it is that they was able to control the black folks in Chicago for so long until we start to see the mishandling of them. That's at that moment, that's when we stop listening to those people. At that moment is when we seen that we couldn't trust those people. I'm only speaking for in Chicago. That's it. Okay. So what I'm trying to tell you is that it started off good. And that's why I said earlier, Sister Bethy, let's see what those fruits of that tree produces. And it did not. The NOI security and all that stuff, in the hood and everything, it regressed very fast because they couldn't reach the people that they was trying to reach because we kept finding small increments of bullshit within them. And I relinquished the flow.
Well, I
Well,
can say
can I
this.
add one? Can I add one thing, Queen Mother? Because in
You
the
got it.
lawsuit, the defamation lawsuit of the minister, he provided in his documents the evidence from the mouth of the actual head of the FBI, James Comey, as well as the current one, Christopher Wray, praising the Anti-Defamation League for training these race soldiers. Are you aware of that, Straight Smoke?
Again, like I said, this is the reason that you're seeing what you're seeing. Okay. We found bullshit within the NOI in Chicago. We found the same bullshit in Jesse Jackson's Rainbow Push Coalition. There is nothing new under the sun.
And I would like to add this. It's not a fucking easy job for a religious organization to combat, to to get their sons in order, especially when they have to arm themselves too. But the one, and no, ain't none of these religious affiliations doing so great. But I can't take away the fact that the Nation of Islam did a great job with disciplining a lot of our brothers. They can't take everybody with them. Not every drug dealer or pusher wants to be a part of that organization to correct their behavior. So this is why we have organizations like the NOI or any of these Muslim type religious affiliations. They do correct behaviors, but like anything that's established to correct the behaviors of our people, all of them are not going to be able to get all of our people to correct their behavior. So I'm not going to take away from the Nation of Islam and these religious affiliations that have been able to transition the mindset of our people. So, I mean, what else the fuck can the Nation of Islam do at this point? You tell them to arm themselves and kill their own fucking sons if they act up. That's not an easy thing to do. So what are they left with? The force that don't have a problem. They're left with the fucking force that don't have a problem slinging their ass in jail because everybody's scared of them. nobody can control them. Nobody in the Nation of Islam wants to be threatened by Pookie and walking, looking over his shoulder. So what organization that's established that's not afraid to pop Pookie's ass? The United States Army, Navy, Air Force, the law enforcement. Have they been unfair to our people when it comes to sentencing and shit? Yes. But they're the only ones that ain't scared to lock Pookie and run up on him. So you're asking a religious organization to do something that they're not accustomed to doing.
Yep.
You're telling them to build a prison and keep the church now, which they can only do one of the jobs as a religious organization. Get them to join their organization, transition your behavior, act this way. And now you're telling them to build a fucking prison and take over monitoring the behavior of your people. You can't mix it that way. It ain't gonna work. I know Ali Boomer, I don't like this shit, but that's too motherfucking bad. We can't agree on everything. We could agree to disagree. But you're literally telling a religious organization in Chicago, all right, you got a lot of members. Yeah, you got the power to call all these fucking people to come just to show how much power you got over all the Pookies and Ray Rays in all the 50 cities. Now you're telling them, Ali Bamu, to build a fucking jail and be the overseers of their people's prison. Come on, does that make any fucking sense, y'all? Seriously, or is it just me?
You know what that saying is? Am I my brother's keeper?
You're asking them to do too much. And you're sitting up on the panel saying we should be over our own. All right, you're one of the most intelligent brothers on YouTube. You could talk the talk. You could do all that shit. Why don't the fuck you build a prison and oversee your people? You got the credentials to do it. Why don't you do it? Why are you throwing it on former leaders who you feel are such failures? Why don't you start it, Ali Bamu? I'm playing hardball now. Y'all got it.
Okay, with a brief history of the penal colony which exists here now, it was implemented because I don't know, somebody maybe was talked into agreeing with accepting these criminal-minded immigrants from across the way, right? Who didn't have the type of civil minds that was, that was prevalent here on this side of the world. So that's how the penal colonies was established. First of all, the prisons was not established for Pookie and Ray Ray. Pookie and Ray Ray had everything they needed. All right, they was straight. They was cool before these other elements start arriving here. That's what we gotta keep in mind. What makes Pookie and Ray Ray is because now Pookie and Ray Ray have been deprived of those things which they would naturally possess by default. That causes Pookie and Ray Ray to have a certain attitude. Right? Now what we have these penal colonies to address niggas who are disgruntled. Whether or not it can be proven why they are indeed disgruntled, all it takes for you to do is to act on the nature of your disgruntledness, and you will qualify to end up in one of these institutions, right? Yeah. But we just have to keep in mind that we need to impart to Pookie and Ray Ray the information that will liberate them. That's all we got to do with Pookie and Ray Ray. We just got to deliver the information that will liberate them.
I agree.
So yeah, all the smart niggas. Yeah, we also have a duty. We have a duty, and we are obliged, right? If we put ourselves in the position of so-called helping the people, well, yeah, we can't exclude Pookie and Ray Ray. Shout out to Pookie and Ray Ray, my nigga and them. I relinquish the floor.
I agree.
Sister
I
Bethy.
agree.
Sister
I
Bethy, and
agree.
I'm glad you said that straight, Smoke, because in the last 2 years here, what I've been doing is I've been reaching out to my youth that is 23 through 30. Even if they got felonies, I'm showing them jobs that will accept felons under some pretenses, because all of them are not violent crimes or stuff like that. But I've been reaching out and doing that kind of work with the youth around here. And just to get them to understand that there's a way to carry yourself to where you do not have to always say something because someone says something to you. Sometimes I've been telling them, everything that's being said is you're not supposed to reply to. Your name is not that. That's not what your mama named you. So why are you responding to it? This isn't a workplace establishment thing, because I'm trying to get people back into being solid, as far as having good ethics, work ethics, getting them back into reading the dictionary and the thesaurus, having them understand that you don't have to settle for what you're doing. You need to uplift yourself, but it starts with you understanding how to be. So I'm trying to redo the actual character of the young guys underneath me, so they don't have to see the same things that I was doing when I was their age. I didn't have people like that in Chicago telling me, hey, bro, don't do this, don't do that. But since I've gotten older, had my own kids, I understand that the wealth and well-being is not placed on the education system. It's placed on us actually communicating and getting our young brothers and sisters to understand, okay, you might not have this, that, and the third. You might have this going on with you, but there is still a way that you can be a successful part of society without being a blemish on your own name.
Correct. And here in my state, I'm speaking Connecticut. Connecticut really does have all sorts of transitional programs for felons. They have jobs and everything. And I mean, when I tell you they have a list of jobs and programs that have been developed and designed to get Pookie and Ray Ray, transition them into decent tax-paying citizens. They have them here in Connecticut. All right. You're talking about hard work that we have to do. It's difficult for you're talking a 25-year-old, 35-year-old, 45-year-old, 55-year-old man
Yeah.
that has been accustomed to the street life and on the defense, because that's the lifestyle they've learned. Where I worked 30, now almost 40 years now in a civilized life, Pookie has worked 40 years in the street life. And, to transition him into the workplace, it's not easy because they've been accustomed to responding to matters in the street life way. Their first attempt is violence. And you're talking about transitioning a man who spent 40 years with a gun to defend himself if anyone strikes at him, whether it's verbally or physically. Now you want to put him in an office. And how is he going to respond to a manager or a director who he feels that reminds him of someone he had to respond to on the street? That's a very difficult thing to transition his mind set to. And how long would it last? So they have a lot of programs here and jobs for this individual that spent 30 years on the streets and responding to his colleagues, okay, meaning other drug dealers, in the manner in which he responds to them. A lot of employers are taking heavy risks to allow Pookie to work in their businesses. They want to give him a chance, and they do. But then the minute he feels like somebody's offending him, how is he going to respond? That's a risk that these employers have to take, and they're willing to take them. A lot of Pookie and Ray Rays don't want to go through those programs and take initiative to be in those programs to transition to where they could become managers. I seen a manager of McDonald's come out and beat the shit out of a customer in drive-through because the customer dared him to. And literally, he came out of Dunkin' Donuts where he's been a manager for a year. And he was upset. The guy said, I dare you. This motherfucker came out. This is the manager who hires employees of McDonald's and went to the drive-thru, pulled the nigga out the car and beat the shit out of him and went back to work. Now, of course, they fired him, but it's things like that. You made it as a man, and he was proud. But after he did it, he was hurt because he didn't want to go there. But like I said, you're talking to a guy who they gave a chance because they really like him. And this is what he did. And he was hurt behind that. He really was. He really didn't want to. He got a job somewhere else, but that's the shit that happened. So, I mean, you're now telling the churches to build a prison and we can handle punishing our own. All right. You're saying that this is what they should do, Ali Bamu. You're intelligent. Why don't you open a fucking prison? How dare you sit and downgrade your colleagues that are boomers like you to do something for our people when you ain't got your fucking ass out and started a government? All these things. You have the greatest intelligence in this community of everybody. You've been out there. Why don't you fucking start it? You're not making it any better as a boomer to young men in their 20s, 30s, and 40s. When you have, when you've been in the professional world all your fucking life, as you said, because you grew up as a Catholic boy in a closed community away from the hood. But yet you're coming up on here, influencing them, and the man, start your own fucking government. Yeah, that's a great thing. Why don't you help them get it started? You're too fucking old to do the shit and speaking out the shit you're saying to our young men that are vulnerable. I'm older than them. These young men here in YouTube, they're my kids' age, and I don't want to give them and incite them to do some dumb shit. You're too fucking old. And I don't care if you don't like it, but you need to be checked at the door some fucking times too. Because I don't like what comes out your mouth all the time, just like you don't like what comes out my motherfucking mouth. And I'm going to land my plane there. And I don't give a fuck who don't like it. These young men that's 30 and down, you're talking my daughter's age, my kid's age. I don't want to incite them. I know they can't start no fucking government in the positions that they're in right now as young men. Matter of fact, nobody in this fucking panel can start a government right now. And you know it. But you want to keep this bullshit going. Why don't you start it? Because you're a great role model, Ali Bamu. You don't have the background they have. Pookie and Ray Ray have. So you would be the best fucking candidate to start it.
And Sister Betty, that's why I'm looking at the people that the age group that I said is because I was showing them, you know, the way out of the game, so to speak. You know, I'm not going to use it in the sense that, you know, what it truthfully is, but I showed them that even you creating your own business, you can work your numbers just like it is in the game, because that is your product. That is what you're selling. That is what you're best at doing. So you will figure out those numbers to see your profits, and then you can become self-sufficient. I'm dealing with trying to get them to understand that there's only two ways out of the game at what you're doing, and both of them is not good. So why don't you actually sit back, drum up, and think about what you really like to do? I don't care if it's printing, working on cars, being an electrical engineer. When I say engineer, someone that can fix phones, someone that can fix phones. The toolkit for a phone is nothing but $15. And all you're doing is ordering the parts. I mean, there's no more excuses to why you have to keep creating a downward spiral for yourself. And that's what I'm doing here.
Yeah, we all can take a part in it. We all can't do it. I mean, I love Ali Bamu. I respect him, but every fucking time you jump on the pen and you keep talking about Farrakhan's lawsuit, I don't give a fuck about that. You know how many discrimination lawsuits that I filed working in the state government? Ask them how many racial lawsuits did Sister Bethy file at the Commission on Human Rights? I don't give a fuck about Farrakhan's discrimination lawsuit. That ain't helping my people. That's his issue with whoever he's filing against. I don't give a fuck. But you're too fucking old. If you're older than me, you're too old. If you're over 65, you're too fucking old, man. I ain't there yet. You keep saying, we must do it ourselves. And then the fucking next day, the same thing. Why don't you get it started? Do you know that a lot of the people that you're on the fucking panel with can't read past third grade education? You never thought about that. That's how far away that you've been away from this community, if you was ever part of it. Like you said, your mom was a school teacher and you was a newsman or whatever. There are a lot of them. You know, the people on the panel don't have the same education as you, but yet you're telling these fucking motherfuckers to build a government. Come on, man. How did our ancestors have so many fucking businesses back during Black Wall Street? Because they started their own businesses, and that's what we're not doing. And you know what happens when you don't do it in your community? You get a bunch of foreigners providing those services in the community. So it's up to our black asses to pull ourselves up from our own fucking bootstraps. And if you ain't talking that, then you ain't talking shit. I relinquish.
Yes, ma'am. You are so right. And I appreciate you for everything you done. I'm very grateful for you, Sister Beth. Hey, Chief, Morning Thunder, you are the best. And I'm glad you up here and you letting these people know what time it is with us, man, because I am Pookie and Ray Ray, nigga. I'm gonna tell you straight up, nigga. I be in the hood every day. I work at a family-owned business. You know what I'm saying? I'm a barber, y'all. I never told y'all what I do, but I'm a professional barber. You know, I work at a historically so-called black. They call us historically black, but I work at a historic shop right there in Goldsboro. In Goldsboro, Florida. It was there before Sanford. The city of Goldsboro was there before Sanford. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, Mama, that was the Wall Street on 13th Street. Like my name, Mikey G13. You know, on 13th Street in my hood in Sanford, Florida. Goldsboro, that's the heart of the city. And Goldsboro was there before for this cracker, General Sanford, named the city Sanford. And he seen all this stuff us niggas had around that motherfucker. You know, like the Black Wall Streets, you know what I'm saying? Like Tulsa, Oklahoma. It was different places. We had all these riots and these people just took everything from us. And you know what I'm saying? And like, yeah, man, and we just trying to get it back. But the first part is, you know, open up a business and like having your own business name. That's part of doing your paperwork. And people don't even know. You know what I'm saying? The first part is to change your status from Black African American to American Indian. And you can put white on there if you want to, because you're actually white. These people, they call themselves white, but they're not white. They're the actual Black Slavic people. They're the black people. That's why when you seen in Black Lives Matter, you had all these white people up there representing Black Lives Matter like they represent us, but it's really for them. You know what I'm saying? Like even though a nigga started that, even though we started that, because we call ourselves black. But what's his name? James Brown. He was a prominent figure. But before we was calling ourselves black, he made that song "Black and I'm Brown." I'm black and I'm proud. Well, before we call ourselves black, we call ourselves color, right? I rather call myself color or a straight American or even white. I tell these crack, I'm white. You're not. I'm white. I'm the real white person. You're not white because we're pure. Like that's how they get all these privileges because of their status. It's just a status. And back in the day, that niggas was in that status. Negroes was in Negro white status. Tulsa, Oklahoma, all those people. That's how we had money. That's how we got our money, man. We knew about the law. We understand the law. We understand living. We understood living in the private. We understood all that. We understand about opening up businesses and having our own for the family. You know what I'm saying? That's what it was all about.
Well, I just want to say, I just want to say this.
Yeah.
Pookie can own every fucking hood in every city. We can get our business back. Them niggas is pushing kilos. They got money. Pookie can open up a restaurant before I can.
I know some Pookies.
Is bringing in dollars. They can open up all the businesses in the community.
We do.
Oh, yo, Pookie, could you please open up a restaurant? Them fucking Chinese
Yeah.
restaurants would be gone.
Yeah, we got some of them that do though, man.
Every Pookie in every fucking inner city, they could have been took them fucking projects back. They're just not being directed and being told what to do. I'm like, look, babe.
Well, you got a lot of.
I understand why you pushing drugs and doing it because the white man won't let you get jobs. They punish you for life. You're scarred for life.
Yeah, we don't want to work for their ass, bro. We don't want to work for them.
I'm just saying, Pookie. Listen, you're scarred for life. I get it. But I don't want you to get killed out here, man. Open up a fucking restaurant. You know how many people you can hire in your restaurant?
Bingo.
He start doing that shit in the hood. All them fucking Chinese restaurants and Jamaican restaurants will be fucking gone. Because first of all, they're going to Big Mama to eat. They're not going to foreign restaurants. But that's what's there. Killing them. Clothing stores, Dunkin' Donuts, Pookie and Ray, they got enough fucking money to franchise a goddamn Dunkin' Donuts.
Pookie and Ray garnered the respect of the
public. We gotta get educated. Like a lot of niggas don't know about this status change. A lot of Pookies and Rays don't know about status change and open up a business.
Stop killing our communities, Pookie. Our neighborhoods can look just like white people neighborhoods. The shit that go on in white neighborhoods, we can stop. You don't see people throwing paper and shit down on the fucking floor in the suburban areas. That shit don't go down. We got the same restaurants in our communities that they got in the white suburbs. There's a difference between how we care for them. That's lack of community support and care.
But Sister Bethany, it's not like that everywhere. It's not like that everywhere now in our communities, okay? Some of us try. We try.
I'm not saying you don't, baby.
We try, Mom.
I'm not saying you don't. I'm not. I'm saying developing ways to transition Pookie and Ray up when it comes to making money in their neighborhoods. It don't always got to be by pushing kilos. We don't got to do that. Hey, Pook, let's do something not to tear our community down. Open up a restaurant for Big Mama. That's what she wanted. Let's open it. We can get all these fucking Chinese restaurants. We got a Chinese restaurant on every fucking other block in the hood.
Yeah. Not just restaurants, though. You got barbershops, mechanic shops.
Chinese people been around us in our hoods serving food in restaurants at every Wang Yang from since I was a little fucking girl. They don't bother us. They just come there, make their money, and they go home. We could do the same fucking thing, but we got to redirect Pookie and them. Yo, look, you're killing us with the fentanyl, the cocaine, and everything. Why don't you open a restaurant, open the clothing store, do this, do that. We can get them to do it. We got to work with our sons to transition them out of that cartel lifestyle.
Yes.
The white guy's job is not to come in there to transition your behavior. He's taking care of his own neighborhoods. His job as law enforcement is to come and arrest you when somebody calls them on you. That's his
You know,
job.
they done locked up a lot.
Fucking job. What do you want else to
Yeah,
do?
they locked up a lot of our OGs though that knew about that, that know how to do that. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of them, they don't have no guidance.
They didn't lock
They
up
don't have
all
no
of them.
guidance.
They didn't lock all of them
Yeah.
up. They didn't lock all of them up. You had one here on the fucking panel telling you to build your own government and let you be over the punishing of your people, rather than say let's build businesses. Ali Bamu is very educated. I would expect that to come out his mouth. Like what's coming out
And he ain't
mine.
really.
Let's
He from the
rebuild.
streets. He from the
No, he
streets.
ain't
He
from
from
no
the
fucking
hood
street.
though.
No, he's
That's what
not.
I'm talking about. I'm talking about the OGs from the hood, man. You know what I'm saying? Like the OGs that was really getting money back in the day. Man, they locked them men up, man. Them boys, like some of us went in, and we got educated by them and came back out and did shit. You
Let me
know?
tell you something. A lot of them niggas is my age. When you talk, they're my age. And a lot of them motherfuckers is out and they sitting home being bitches and on YouTube, on the panel, taking care of their girlfriend's kids that ain't their kids. Let's keep it fucking real.
Yeah. I understand what you're saying. Yeah. Niggas don't want to do the shit. They don't want to get back to how they used to be, you know.
You're going to do it and you're going to stop talking about the white guy. Let's talk about the black guy on YouTube all fucking day that we want to help. And we
got too many sellouts in our community too. You know, people that want to be part of this, part of that, you know what I'm saying? And that's what they loyal to. They not loyal to our hood. Because, you know, we got different groups that do take care of the hood, that bring back to the hood, but
we ain't got to work with
but I mean,
tell them, look, you sell out, we don't trust you, bye. That's it. We ain't got to work with them. We got too many fucking excuses. That's our problem. Too many fucking excuses. Too much pointing the fingers. When we gonna start doing this shit?
I feel like it's complicated though, Sister Beth. It's so complicated, man.
No, it's not. It's not.
It is not complicated.
Man,
it is not
complicated. Niggas is part of this and part of that. You can't change nobody.
Real quick.
You can't change nobody.
You got a lot of people out there like me that's running around in our community wanting to do this shit. A lot. I'm not the only motherfucker talking like this in YouTube. There's people out here who really, really want to see our people do good, including myself. So it's not complicated. It's getting an arrogant nigga to listen, a stiff-necked nigga to listen. That's the problem right there.
And if I can,
the sellouts in the community, we don't got to work with them motherfuckers. First of all, the sellouts are scared of Pookie, so they're not gonna fuck with him. The problem is simply we need to start rebuilding our own communities. As the records stand, the white boy ain't hanging in our fucking community. When they get off work from their government jobs, they're going home to their fucking family and live in peace. It's us. It's us. And nobody wants to take that accountability.
Yep. Just us. Just us. Like Jesus is just us. Just us. You need just us. It's just us. We the justice. We the law. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
How the fuck was I able to raise $5,000 just being on YouTube? Do you know how much what we could do with $5,000 in our fucking hood? That's 5 niggas that really want to start their own business.
Yes.
And get it popping in the hood.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck?
There's no excuses.
Then when you go, oh, I ain't really ready to do that. All right. Now what? You got this community that you got your community that is counting on you. Bet. I know you can fix toilets. Yep, I'm calling you. Nah, I ain't really do that. I'm tired. See, that kind of shit is what we're up against. I ain't got time for the bullshit. And I don't, this day is the day that I don't give a fuck if nobody in YouTube don't like it. I'm not going under nobody's fucking created government that ain't up and running yet. I don't give a fuck. I'm not going in nobody's cult. I'm not a Moor. I'm not none of these fucking religions that's out. I'm about business and making money. If that's not what you're interested in, then I can't fucking help you. I can only help people that want to be helped. I'm not going to keep coming up on YouTube, Baby and Pookie and Ray Ray. Yeah, motherfuckers want to sit home when there's people out here that saying, look, I know you sitting home. I know you got a fucking skill. Let me raise some money for you on YouTube real quick to start your business. Your ass, your sorry fucking ass don't want to be a man. You want to stay home and be a bitch babysitting. That's you. If you're going to do that, why don't you just call the state and say, yo, can I apply? Why don't you just go to the state and apply for it to be a daycare? Oh, Dad, you can get them benefits. They got them. If you ain't already getting them.
Daddy Daycare. Daddy Daycare. That NS movie.
Oh, fuck. You need help with that? I can help you with that. That's like generic across the states. It's always a motherfucking excuse. Always. Mm-hmm. You got 50-year-old niggas that did what, like a 20-year bid, home being a bitch, raising the kids, and living off the one wife shit. Your ass is fucking sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What the fuck? And then when she's pushed up against the wall to either pay the rent or give you a couple of $100 to go get some fucking weed and bear because you want to get nice for always being home with the fucking kids. Now she's behind $300 on the rent because she had to give this to you to stay off her back. You stressing her out. Get your ass out of here. I told you I don't give a fuck if niggas don't like it, but they're going to have to get the raw part of it. You sorry as fuck. You need to be helping her make some money. Get a fucking, get a part-time job at fucking Wendy's so you can support your motherfucking weed habit. You get $100. Guess what? That's an ounce of weed, bitches. Just get off the woman's back. Get your ass out and be a man like our ancestors was back in the Black Wall Street times, nigga.
It's like, why do we have
these
to have
motherfuckers today? I'm not. And I don't care if they don't like me. Unsubscribe, bitches. Because when you come to me, you want to do business, you want me to help you, I'm going to help you. But I'm not going to lick your ass and keep hearing you cry a motherfucking river. You either want to do something or you just don't.
Facts.
Yo, I'm out of this bitch, y'all. I'm tired. I ain't got time for the pussy bullshit. And I don't care if the bitch that I spoke about today, now you know what Sister Bethy's about. Don't fucking roll up on me. Ever. Because you don't know me. You don't. Stay in your fucking African lane over in Butta channel. When I come up in that bitch, I come to enjoy myself. Not to battle you. That's my life. When I come in Butta channel, I come and I watch it at night so I can laugh and enjoy myself. So you leave, when I'm in the chat, leave me the fuck alone, bitch. Because I'm not fucking with you. I don't know you. And guess what? After today's issue with you, I don't want to fucking know your simple ass. I don't. Climb to my level, bitch. I'm out of this motherfucker, y'all. I'm tired.
Hey, Sister Bethany, I got a question.
Hold up, real quick. Cause I've been trying to get in for a minute. I wanted to know about the white dude that was on Q channel. I missed that. What happened?
I didn't see that.
Oh shit. Damn.
I didn't see that.
I wish I would have seen that. I would have had damn. All right. Okay.
I didn't see it, brother. I
And I
did not see it. I gotta go back and do the rewatch because I watch their channel for enjoyment. I don't go over there to persecute them because they Africans. I really don't. I'm sitting there and I watch them, and I don't go in there in this
Yeah.
chat room and they can verify this. I don't go in Q's chat saying y'all pan boo-boos is stupid as fuck. I just go and I listen. I don't be going over there picking trouble. They say shit to me. But I generally just stay back and watch it because I'd be funny. But when I come in there this time, leave me the fuck alone. Now you know what I'm about. I don't fuck around with people. I'm very serious. I'm serious.
Yeah. I got a question though, Mama, before you go. You don't like Jamaican people? You don't, not all Jamaican people
Right.
bad, or not all Haitian
this.
people. You don't like Haitian people neither. You said
Wait a minute.
Usher was Haitian.
Whoa.
Usher was Jamaican. Okay.
I ain't never said I ain't like Haitians. That's a lie. I got a Haitian chief
Oh.
in my tribe.
Okay.
Secondly, I get along with a lot of West Indian women because they understand my
Jamaicans
mindset.
too? Jamaicans?
Wait a minute. Listen to me.
Okay.
You won't let me finish. I get along with a lot of Jamaican sisters. I rocks with them sisters, but they understand my mindset, and they say the same shit as I say. Now, a lot of them Jamaican niggas, no, I don't fuck with them niggas. I can't stand them. I'm keeping it very real. I can't stand them motherfuckers. None of them.
Look, I'm not Jamaican, okay? I'm not Jamaican, but like my father on my father's side is Jamaican. I'm born here. My mother is American. I'm born here.
I don't fuck with a lot of them Jamaican niggas.
I let them know too. I'm not Jamaican, motherfucker. I'm American, motherfucker. And I know what you're talking about, Mama. And my daddy be on that crazy shit. I don't be on that shit. But I be chilling.
I know what them niggas is about. I know what them niggas is about. So I don't fuck with them.
I still love my people though. Don't get me wrong now. Because not all Jamaicans.
Mike, let me talk so I can end my fucking show. A lot of the motherfuckers I don't fuck with up here in the north. I don't. And I'm keeping it very real because I know what they're about. They can't stand Pookie and Ray Ray. They always try to get them arrested or set up or in trouble because they want to make sure they don't get jobs. That's
Even at jobs,
here in the north. I can't stand them motherfuckers. And I love seeing them get deported. Yes, I do. I do. I rejoice when them bitches get deported. Seriously. Take your ass back to Jamaica. You talk all that shit about America, North America on the mainland, but yet you begging for a fucking green card to get over here to get a job and to sell your ganja and all the other shit you do. Yet you trying to slice Pookie's throat. Nigga, bye. I ain't got time for them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm out of here. Yo. I
get you, Mom. You all right. You all right. You all right with me.
I'm tired. I'm
You're
tired
all right.
of being on this bitch.
One love, mommy.
Smash the like button. I'm out of this bitch.
People get on my nerves sometimes. It's hard sometimes, y'all. People get on my nerves sometimes. What are we gonna do, y'all? Pray. Just pray. Pray. Stay over there. Pray for I'm gonna pray for you, yeah. Pray. 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 Yeah. Pray for you. You get on my nerves so bad, yeah. Get on my nerves. I don't know what side of the bed you got up on. Get on my nerves. But I'm gonna need you to go lay down and try it again. Get on my nerves. Oh, you get on my nerves. Get on my nerves. But what we gonna do? Pray. 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 Just pray. Pray for Stay you. Over there.
I don't want nobody fucking with me in these streets. I don't want nobody fucking with me in these streets. Cause ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that shit. The what? Shit.